I've had some tournaments around places.
Hell yeah. I wait till they go on sale again. I think every 3 months or so, you can buy like 50 of them for like $29.
Yeah.
So I'll just go ape shit and buy like $300 worth.
Yeah, that's a good idea, man. Super cool. Who did that?
This dude, shout out Menace Mitch. He's from Australia.
Oh, that's
actually, and he like commented on my Instagram video one time and something I posted way back, and he just like tagged his homies like, yo, check out this dude's bike. And then I started talking to him because he had a badass sporty back then, and I reached out and we just started talking to each other. And then next thing you know, he like does graphic design.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm looking for somebody to make a logo for me. He's like, fucking send me a picture and I'll make something happen. And then I sent him a picture. I posted this pose.
Yeah.
Year and a half ago. And I was just like, something like this with my skateboard right there and a basketball for a head.
Yeah.
And at first, like the basketball was gigantic. I looked like a fucking an alien, but he toned it down. He like made everything cool. I said, just put my website down here and then my Instagram up here. And that was perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, I fucking love that.
It's so legit. When I first saw you post that, I was like, damn it. He beat me to it. Because I had seen like cars. People do that with cars.
Mm-hmm. And they put it on the side window.
Yeah. But I hadn't seen motorcycles, and yeah, I was like, oh my god. I'm not saying I even thought about it. I just I said seen it, and I was like, shit. That's so genius. It's so genius.
Yeah,
so
I got lucky, man. And then he like fucking drew a bunch of stuff up, and then at first he had like a logo right here. I think he had the Piss Drunks logo on there at first. I was like, oh man, I don't want to get fucking copyrighted or something.
Yep.
And then he had the Harley Davidson or something across the tank, which I get, but I was like, still it says Harley. I was like, I just don't want to get copyrighted.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Like that.
Yep.
This is just all me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he did fucking awesome. Shout out Menace Mitch, man. He's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
All the way in Australia. I had to pay him on like, golly, PayPal or something.
Thanks, babe. PayPal'd him down under.
Yeah.
So, man, I could talk about Australians forever, but
What's your ceremonious thing?
oh yeah. So, thanks Taylor for bringing the lighter in here. So ceremoniously, I think I'm gonna do this from now on. So, should we light a candle?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Hit the Trail, which I think is pretty fitting. Right? So today, I have my good friend Roman Morales in here. You probably know of him as Brown Iverson.
Yeah.
On Instagram and all sorts of medias.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used to, my first Instagram name, I used to be so against Instagram. I was so against it in like 2013. I was like, oh, this is stupid. You
Rum Dog Millionaire.
Yes!
I
thought it was the coolest fucking thing.
I remember that.
Coolest fucking thing. I think my friend Shrinkus gave me that nickname, and I thought it was the coolest thing. I was like, you know what, that's going to be Instagram.
Yeah.
And I think I only changed it 3 years ago or something.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, but I thought, like, you know, Allen Iverson, and then Post Malone, and then I'm not nowhere near that, but I would like to consider myself like the Brian Iverson.
Got it. Got it. All right. If you don't know Roman, he he's like passionate about basketball and skateboarding and motorcycles, and basically you create content based around all those things.
Yeah. Sometimes at the same time.
Yeah, literally, right? So like trick shots, you know, in combining the skateboard and basketballs, or motorcycle and basketballs. Yeah,
that was the one thing I did. I did one shot. I was like in my buddy Thomas's neighborhood, and he lives in the cul-de-sac, so I only hit like 15 miles an hour, but I was able to, you know, shoot the ball in the hoop, and I was fucking stoked about that, and that was hard.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to manifest this right now. I wanna do a world record.
Okay.
I want to do fastest basketball shot on a Harley.
Yes.
But I've looked into Guinness, and they're like, you got to send videos of you like getting close to beating this record or doing this world record, or else we're not going to come out there and waste our time.
Oh, you want
know
them to
what I
come
mean?
out?
Yeah, and
okay.
I would have to set up like something like Firebird Raceway or something.
Yeah.
And set something up, and it'd be like a whole fucking thing. I'm nervous to do it, but I want to. That is something I've written down, and
Oh man,
trying to like fastest motorcycle basketball shot.
So do you know if that's a thing already?
No.
Okay, so you're gonna set the record.
Yes.
So you gotta set the bar high.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I can do
all
like
right.
40, 50, 60, and then I'll get into 70. You're fucking hauling ass.
I can't imagine that. Like, that gotta be so hard because you're going so fast.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. So like when I had to do it the first time, I had to I used my belly to tuck the ball between my stomach and the tank, and so when I'd be riding, I'd have to hold the clutch, grab the ball, like cup it in my hand, and then huck it.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Did you end up doing like a hook shot? Or did you go this way?
No, I shot it forward.
Oh, you went like that. Okay.
I tried shooting it like that, and it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like I was only doing like 15, 20 miles an hour at that time, let alone doing like 60, 70. Yeah. But yeah, you're exactly right. Set it high.
Yeah.
Set it high. I dare someone to try to break
high.
that.
Yeah.
Dude.
Make it worth somebody like, oh man, I'm not even. I gotta have a raceway, and I gotta have like, you know what I mean, like people helping. I
want production. I want I want transitions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So in the original video, I fucked up because I had a GoPro mounted on my handlebars.
Yep.
And it's a GoPro 360.
Yep.
And I didn't have it in 360 mode.
Oh!
And so it just recorded me. No! And the whole premise was to be like, you know, throw it in the camera. You can edit it to follow the basketball, right? And I went to watch the footage. I was like, oh, fuck. I tried for like an hour, dude. Just that little bit took like an hour.
So I imagine because, you know, Dude Perfect and all that stuff, which I love watching, and your stuff, I mean, there's got to be so many tries that go behind those attempts that you make them. Right, and it's like any skate video, right? Like I remember being like watching skate video. You watch a skate video with somebody who doesn't skate. They're like, I can't believe he lands those every time, and it's like, no, you don't see behind the scenes these guys, right? Like, have you heard guys like, I don't know if I should bring up names, but like people talk about how much they respect skateboarders because they just keep fucking giving, and they keep going for it, right?
Slamming their bodies,
dude.
and
like people that have no idea about skating look up to skateboarders, and I think that's finally happening. I think it's so cool because like. You know, I was never amazing. I loved skateboarding though, and now I can't anymore. Maybe we'll figure something out. But you know, I mean, that was so fun, and that's what I liked about it so much. I think it gave me the idea in my head that like if you just keep trying something, eventually like the fruits of your labor will pay off.
And then when it does pay off, you're like, holy shit! You're like,
the best feeling in the world. I actually have goosebumps a little bit thinking about some of those moments. You know what I mean? Like
like the first time you land a kickflip, you're like,
oh, dude, your first kickflip ever,
bro.
You remember like, and then you'll see kids like land their first kickflip, and you're like, yeah, I remember that.
yeah, I remember, awesome. Man. I wish my homie that got me into skateboarding. His name was Shane, and he had like penny boards. And he had like flat skateboards, and that's it. And I remember we would fight because I never had my own skateboard. I always like when I would kick it at his house, I'd be like jacking his shit and like skating down the fucking driveway, and he'd be pissed because he wanted to skate too. I'm like, fuck. So but that's how I started. I got into it, and we started watching skate videos, and like we would set up the video camera. Yep. You know, the handy cam, we set it up and just like film us skating and shit.
Edit in camera. Like you wouldn't make a trick, so you'd rewind it. And record over again. You know what I'm talking about?
Hell yeah, erase that shit.
Yeah. And then you do it so many times, and like always that like section of the tape is shitty. It's like all lines.
Exactly, because you use that. That's what I'm saying. Those are the days, and I specifically remember my first kickflip or my first varial kickflip. We got it on camera, and I remember my hat was like this and shit. Had like baggy pants. I'm like like screaming into the camera. But like that footage is. God knows where that fucking thing is at.
Dude, my grandma gave me a leather case. It had that high 8 camera in it and a bunch of tapes. And there's like me doing karate at like age 10. And like the first skate video I ever made, like and stuff like that. And it's not good. Like
that's awesome.
It's unbearable, you know. But I so mine like some of my stuff still exists. It's so crazy. But like my buddies like Donnie Kringen, Chansley's, Justin Hoisington, you guys. You know, we'd go skate this it was a little parking lot. It was like a community center. It was called CISA. 11. I don't know if that's a thing, but it was like a community center of some sort. I don't even know what they did.
This is
there.
back in Wisconsin?
Yeah. Like I remember I did a spelling bee there one time. That's like the only time I went inside. Otherwise, they let us store like rails and ramps
Sick.
and manual pads and like ledges and stuff, like just in the grass. And then we drag it all out like every day after school and we'd skate. And like sometimes they'd come out and they'd watch and. All right,
Yeah, there's some community centers that do that.
Yeah, it was super cool. And we used to make these skate and destroy. We always skate and destroy. And I thought at some point, Donnie, you put it on YouTube, and probably best idea was to take it down because it was 2004, and we were very 2004.
They took it down off YouTube?
No, I'm just saying, like you were saying, like just imagine yourself in 2004.
Oh shit, man!
It's like
just to see. Hell
you know what I mean? It's like embarrassing to look back, but it's awesome.
I would love it. I was such an ugly ass kid, dude.
Oh,
like,
dude, I had Justin.
Not that I'm pretty or anything, but
he's
back
a handsome man. The camera adds 5 pounds. No, I'm just kidding. No, I had like Justin Bieber hair before Justin Bieber.
Bro,
was a
I
thing.
can see that.
Yeah,
You have the thin hair.
Yeah, like fine, like just like did the Justin Bieber thing, and unfortunately named Justin as well, which sucks. I wasn't prepared. So we were talking about like you primed me to think about this because you didn't get that shot on the GoPro. I want to make sure the camera's going, so we'll take a time out, and I'm gonna refill on beer. You're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, so this will be a time.
That's like when you did used to film. You put your hand over the camera.
Yeah, like a good trick. You'd
Yes.
be like,
Yes. Because then you would fast forward through until you saw a hand go over the camera.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know what that means.
Yeah, because you'll watch a skate video and you'll
You see people do cup the camera.
Yep. And you'll just think like, oh, that's something that kids do. So I'm gonna hopefully be able to remember. Look at that! Isn't that awesome? That
It just sticks.
Yeah, it just sticks. It'll eventually go down.
It's like seeping down.
Yeah. Timer. So every 25 minutes we'll take a break.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you
There
gotta
real
force it.
quick. So, like I was, I'm an old man now. We're the same age, right?
I'm 33.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Yeah, I turned 33 in January.
You just turned 33.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm older than.
When did you graduate?
07.
Okay, yeah, so I graduated 08.
Little baby ass.
I know, yeah, I'm a baby. I was graduated 08. Fucking 33. I'm falling apart. I'm losing limbs. Shit. Look at you. You got no gray hair.
Dude. Oh, my beard. I don't have any but on my head. I got some on my beard, though.
Do you? Mm-hmm. Actually, I don't have any gray hairs that I can see. But a lot of my hairs are pretty light already. So, no, man, I feel like, yeah, no, you look
34.
good. You look good for 34.
I'm 34. I'm about to be 34.
Yeah, so you're 33. But I was going somewhere with that. I forget what I was going to say. Must be in the same age. Shoot. Doesn't matter.
Did you graduate in Arizona or in Wisconsin?
No, I didn't move here till I was 25.
So you've been here almost 10 years?
Yeah, this is year 8. January 7th, 2015, I moved here.
Yeah, you got the fuck out that gold.
Yeah. It was like, I think it was 10 below when I left. And then came down, I went through Colorado. Like, that was insane. Wintertime, going through like Grand Junction and Vail and all that in my 2004 Pontiac Grand Prix. Like, I had to stop a couple times and just like stop shaking.
Yeah.
It was nuts, man. Because you got like the locals that are used to that. And like, I was used to driving in the snow, but not through like fucking crazy mountains.
Yeah,
Like,
it's all ice and shit. Dude.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, dude. Insane. It's like white knuckling the whole time, like for hours. And then I finally made it down to Vegas, and I stayed with my buddy Jeremiah Swanger, in Vegas for a night. Oh, and I stayed with a buddy in Denver too, Andy Forehand. And yeah, so anyways, when I left, it was like 10 below, and then when I got here, I think it was like 77. I'm like, what is this? I'd never been here before. People are like, it's warm in the winter. It's like, this is like a summer day back home.
Yeah. Middle of July and shit.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
No, but this is right now, this time, middle of February. This is why we live in Arizona. You know what I mean?
So where I'm from is paradise in the summertime.
But you got humidity.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Nope. I hate it.
What's the closest you've been? Like Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin?
Illinois, humidity sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is. I haven't been to Wisconsin, but that was like
really?
December. Went to a Packer game.
Cold as shit. Oh, you went to Lambeau Field?
I went to Lambeau Field.
Dang.
Right before Christmas, yeah.
This year? This last year?
No, this was 2012, 10 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was dating a girl, and her family's from De Pere, right outside, right outside of there.
Is Green Bay, yeah.
And she, her friend out there, Courtney, got us tickets from her boss, 4 tickets. So Courtney and her boyfriend at the time got me and the girl I was dating tickets, 4 tickets.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, like, there's like a 30-year
waiting list. Do you know how hard it is to get
That's what I'm saying. But
Lambeau Field tickets?
But Courtney's boss, he was like way up there. He's
got to have season tickets. Probably.
Season tickets, yeah, exactly. He's like, hey, you guys go have fun. Here's my tickets. We were like, fuck, this is once in a lifetime. I'm never going to be able to go back to Lambeau. And, dude, man, I got to say, Packers fans fucking party. They fucking party. It was 7 o'clock in the morning, and there's like a little town right outside the stadium, bro. And there's snow everywhere. And there's just beers hanging out in the snow. Yeah, man. We're taking Jello shots, 7 in the fucking morning. Game don't start till 1. I'm like, whatever. And then like my dumbass didn't bring a beanie, so my hair was short.
Can I make a prediction? Somebody gave you a beanie?
No, I had to go buy... Dude, I'm a diehard Arizona Cardinals fan.
Okay, yeah.
I had to go buy a fucking Green Bay Packers beanie just to keep my fucking head warm, bro. I was like, but I planned it out. It said Packers, but it was black, and then the Packers sign was black, too, so you couldn't really tell.
Oh, it was like low-key, murdered out.
Yeah. That was the closest I'll ever rep like another team,
That's
but
funny,
yeah, and then fucking party. We drank all day, and... before we get in, there was like I can't remember his name. There's one of the guys that he used to be a lineman for the Packers. He was right outside the stadium, fucking partying with everybody. Yeah, it's such a tight community. Everybody fucks with each other.
I wonder who that would have been. Yeah, that's cool.
I couldn't even remember, but there was like a green station wagon, and there was like 30 license plate, and all said it said Packers 75, 76, 77, all the way up into that year. They had a license plate for every fucking year, and that was super rad. And as soon as we got in the stadium, there's people sitting outside tearing cardboard apart. So rip a piece of cardboard, give it to you. Rip a piece of cardboard, give it to you. Because that stadium is all aluminum.
Yes.
All aluminum. There's no seats. It's all aluminum. You sit your ass down, you're getting hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you freeze.
So so they were hooking people up. Like they got I don't know, they just had these big ass cardboard boxes and they were just tearing off a piece, giving them to people. And it's like, fuck yeah. So we get in the stadium. We go to scan our tickets or give the tickets to whoever, and we have 3 out of the 4 tickets. We're like,
oh no,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, that I don't know why, it was just there's like a lot of trash right outside the stadium before you walked in. There was just a shit ton of trash everywhere. So we looked down and we were like, we're never gonna find this fucking ticket. Never. Like there's just paper and cans and bottles, whatever, everywhere. And we were like, fuck. And we were like, we don't know what to do. So what we ended up doing is we went to the box office, and we were like, look, we got seats 1, 2, and 4.
Right. Yeah.
We're missing seat 3.
Yeah.
I swear on everything we have that ticket.
On God.
But yeah, I swear. On everything I love, I swear we have that ticket. We got 1, 2, and 4. Yeah. We lost 3. They're like, it's fine. We believe you. Here's a ticket.
You're all making face. Like, it's
fucking cool, sweating. We're all fucked up. One eye's closed and shit. We're just trying to get in the game, dude. And oh man, once we got in there, it was fucking awesome. And if I remember correctly, there's no. I don't think there was elevators. It's a spiral. You walk all the way around like the perimeter just to get to the top. Yeah. So it's like so you can't go straight up like an escalator or nothing. You have to walk.
It's like a whole vast stadium.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. And so we went up there, found our seats, and like it was dumbass cold. It was like 2 degrees that day. Yeah. Fuck man, but I had a blast. Yeah. I had so much fun, dude. Packers fans fucking party.
Yeah, they do,
fucking party.
They do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's interesting. Different parts of the country. You So to kind of segue this back into some of the things I wanted to talk about, you travel so much, so you've seen a lot of the country too, and you know, I try to do as much traveling as I could when I was, I'll say younger, you know, from 18 to 25, and then, you know, not much more of that. But yeah, isn't it interesting, especially like you see the East Coast a lot, it's so much different versus West Coast or Southwest. Or
Yeah, the biggest difference is the streets. Arizona's a grid, you know, straight up and down, left and right, that's it. You know, you can go to other states, you do, like, when I was in Pennsylvania, to go to Walmart was like 3 highways. It was across the street, but it was like 3 highways. You had to loop around just to get to the fucking Walmart. And it just blew my mind. There's not, you know, there's no straight roads in any of that. And I get it, all the hills and all that shit too. Arizona, where we call it the valley because there's mountains all the way around us, but inside of the mountains it's just flat.
Just like ancient bedrock, or like ocean bed or whatever.
Yeah. And but yeah, traffic is different. Food is different. When I was in Wisconsin, we went to a Mexican Mexican
Midwest
restaurant.
Mexican.
I said, I'll take a green chili chimichanga, and they're like,
this guy.
legit. She was like, what the? She was like, green chili.
Yeah.
You guys don't have any green chili? No, sorry. We got shredded beef. We could put some sauce on there for you. I was like, oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you what I got, but like the green chili, they're like,
yeah, we all got that.
Yeah, we got that. What are you, from Arizona?
Yeah, you from the Southwest where we actually have good Mexican food.
But the thing is, it was a Mexican restaurant inside of a gas station.
Well,
so,
I mean, yeah,
you couldn't have high hopes or nothing, but
you'll have that on those, gas station Mexican joints, probably. I feel like. Actually, it's funny because a good friend of mine and just in my circles is Jaime. His family owns a couple of Mexican restaurants back home, and I'll lay it out there, man. Jamie, this is for you, man. It's the best Mexican food I've ever had.
No shit.
Yes. And he has 3 stores, I think you guys said. 3 restaurants: Rice Lake, Rhinelander, and then I think there's another one somewhere. Maybe not. Could be completely wrong.
I always judge a Mexican restaurant by their salsa.
Yeah, that's the perfect metric.
Salsa, that's it. That's the first thing you get. You judge it. Has a little bit of a kick to it, you know, not too tomatoey, like it's nothing but tomatoes.
Yeah.
And watery, you know what I mean?
Oh, I hate when it's watery.
Yeah, it has a little kick, and it's not too watery, it's not too thick. That's where I fuck with you.
Yep. And I have become a bigger fan of spicy foods since moving there too. You know, the whole joke being from the Midwest is like the spiciest thing you eat is like mayonnaise.
Oh, geez.
Or whatever. You know, it's a joke. No, it's, an exaggeration, but there just isn't the spice. So
not out there.
No. So the food is really interesting to see change. What I notice a lot is just like the people too. Like nothing good or bad, but like just how like accents and the personalities and kind of mannerisms of people. It's so funny to see that like people to like be more a part of a community. I don't know what it is. I read this whole thing on it one time, but it's a part of like being an in-group, right? Like you're in an area, you all want to talk the same and kind of do the same things or whatever, because then like evolutionarily that would be like, okay, we all talk like this, so if somebody comes along and tries to infiltrate and like they don't talk like this, we know that they're not from here, and now we can defend the tribe.
Yeah. My boss just talked about it last night.
No way.
He was in Virginia.
Yeah.
And backwards Virginia, like fucking, okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he said that he wanted to order some pecan pie, and the lady like record skip like, the fuck did you say? She's like, we don't pee in a can around here. I was like, oh fuck, dude. He's like, it's pecan.
Pecan. Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, we don't pee in a can around here.
They were they took that personal.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like soda or pop. People get passionate about that.
Yeah, just always soda. But I think Midwest and up there, they always do the pop.
Dude, that's funny because you're right, and I always thought like,
because you're a pop guy.
Soda. Soda. I never pop. It's annoying to me.
Me too.
Soda.
Me too.
Yeah.
You're a pop guy though.
Yep. No, I think it's like southern Wisconsin is like pop, and they call like water fountains, bubblers. Hey, go to the bubbler, eh? Like,
What? And they're fucking Canadian up there?
well, it's border in Canada.
Oh,
Lake Superior.
that's right. Yeah.
It is the border. I mean, granted, it's basically a damn ocean, freshwater ocean.
Mm-hmm.
But oh my god, bro, like
That is one of I do want to go back to Wisconsin. Or not back. Well, I guess back.
Yeah.
Essentially, but I want to take my motorcycle there.
yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
I do. That is the only fucking thing I do not like about the Midwest. And I know everybody's gonna agree is the fucking potholes.
Yeah, the roads are
Son of a bitch. Well, you got shitty weather, you got shitty
Yeah.
roads. You know what I mean? And I remember talking to this guy in Illinois one time. He's like, yeah, I've been to Arizona. Like, I fucking love Arizona. You know what I love about Arizona?
Roads are
There's no fucking potholes.
Nope.
Like,
For real.
State taxes, bro.
Well, yes, yeah. I mean, Arizona does a great job of keeping up on the roads.
Mhm.
Now, it is a bit easier because you don't get those freezing temperatures.
Mhm.
So what happens is you get, like, moisture in the blacktop, and then it freezes and thaws and freezes and thaws and blows apart the road.
Fuck.
Yeah, and it's just... And there's a lot of county roads, you know, like back roads, right? That, like, the county, or maybe, like, basically nobody is responsible for sometimes, it seems like, anyways. And yeah, so like, and that's really the good rides, is taking those lesser traveled roads that kind of wind through the woods and the hills and stuff. So, dude.
That is on my, that's probably going to be one of my next trips is going up.
Yeah.
Maybe not this year. I got trips planned this year, but next year I want to go to Sturgis in South Dakota. I've been there twice already on the bike.
Yep.
And then just kind of go east.
Mhm.
I mean, I want to go to Milwaukee and do like a Harley Davidson thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yep.
that would be fucking cool.
Yep.
And then just kind of do like a big loop, come all the way back down.
Yeah, yeah, let me know when you do that, because I could possibly have resources for you and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm telling you, it is paradise in the summertime, because when is Sturgis?
August.
August.
Beginning of August.
Man, that's exactly when you want to go.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the tricky part about that is August out there up in South Dakota, the weather is so, like, you can get there and it can rain that whole week of Sturgis, or it can be bright and sunny.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just this last time when I was in Sturgis, my cousin lives in South Dakota, so when I go out there, I get to fucking hang out there in Rapid City and go do the Sturgis shit, the fucking Black Hills, do all that, Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
And just this last time, beautiful morning. It was a little windy, a little cold, but nothing we couldn't handle. And we rode out to Mount Rushmore, and we made it all the way to, it's called Crazy Horse? Crazy Horse?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Got there, had lunch, and by the time we had lunch, walked out, fucking snow was coming down. Like, it is fucking May.
Yeah, man.
Bro. And we were like, you know what? We had like a whole nother hours to do. We're through like Deadwood and Spearfish, all that. And we were like, you know what? We better fucking head back.
Yeah.
Started heading back and snowing on us. Rain's coming at us. We're like going through the hills and shit. Very, very sketchy.
Mm-hmm.
And we made it all the way back home, all the way back to Rapid City. And by the time we got to Rapid City, it was 65 degrees and the sun was out.
Yeah, bro. So,
bro, we were so mad because we could have kept going, but we were like, you know, we're not gonna risk it. You know,
you did the smart thing though.
Yeah, we did the smart thing, but at the same time, we were like, fuck, man.
Yeah. So that is extreme. That is extreme, but it's not like super out of the ordinary.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But that's another thing about down here, like probably from here, like San Diego, LA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it's so like the weather's so uneventful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it rains a little bit here, and people are, it's pouring. And I'm thinking like, dude, this is nothing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, God forbid, like they get a little snow in Scottsdale or something like that, you know. Which understandably so, because if you're not used to it, it's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just like 2 days ago, there was snow in the Superstitions.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Man, I love living on this side of town.
I know.
Yeah,
people talk shit. I love it because people on the west side, Glendale, Scottsdale, and shit, they're like, "Fuck the east side."
Yeah.
I took a lift. Oh, motherfucker! This guy was so funny. Picked me up. I flew in Thursday. He picked me up, my Lyft driver, and he was mad that he had to take me all the way to Apache Junction.
sure.
He's like, "Man," he's like, "You're supposed to be my last ride. I got to go to North Glendale." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, well,
You took the ride, man.
I was like, you took the ride.
Yeah,
You said, I'm in here. Like, what are you gonna do? Drop me off? Right now? And he's like, man, he's like, fucking all the way in Apache Junction. He's like, there's a bunch of daddy uncles out there. I ain't never heard no daddy uncles.
It might be true.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not wrong. There's nothing but crackheads and retired people out here in Apache Junction.
For real.
And he wasn't wrong, but daddy uncle, I was fucking dying of it.
Yeah, I've never heard daddy uncle.
No, he was talking shit the whole fucking time. And I was like, I never lived past Power Road. And I've always been on the east side. Yeah. Always been on the east side. He's like, I used to live on the east side, but that's now why I live on the west side. I was like, dude, I see you guys have so much traffic out there. Yeah, fuck that, dude. No. East side's where it's at, dude.
Yeah, it is. I mean, to each their own, but I just think that, like, because, especially if you're going to be doing, like, exploring sounds so lame, but, like, ride your bike around and stuff, like, it's so awesome to be on Ellsworth, first of all, because you got usury pass and all that stuff. You can get up to Payson real quick.
Oh, yeah.
The Apache Trail, all that stuff. Like, what we did that time, like Miami, Globe.
Yeah, Roosevelt Lake. We went to Payson, and on the way back down, I went through Roosevelt Lake, Globe, Superior, and back home.
Yeah, we did that once. We did another one where, like Globe, you take an exit.
Oh, yes.
What was it? Like Ray Mine and stuff.
Yeah, went through Winkleman.
Winkleman. Yeah. That was badass too. But like to me, it seems like all the good rides are on the east sector.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, people up in the west side, they'll go to Lake Pleasant or something, or whatever those lakes are. The Bartlett Lake.
Yeah.
Bartlett Lake, exactly. And cool, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
Or South Mountain. South Mountain's always a trip.
South Mountain is fun.
I try to stay away from there because there's so many cyclists going up that bitch. And
it seems to almost be like that's their thing.
Exactly. I went up there, took a picture one time. I've never been back since.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do it more often, but I haven't done that in years. Did like a photo session up there a few years ago, and that was the last time I was there. But it sucked too because South Mountain, like Phoenix Parks and whatever, Rec. When is it open? When is it not? Have you ever heard of that? You'll go there and it's blocked off, and you're like,
you got the fucking crossguard right there.
Yeah, man, and you can't go to the top, or you can't even get in, or whatever.
So come back next time.
Yeah, and it's like.
But the cyclists don't fucking go around that bitch. And keep going.
It does seem to be like a cyclist park, and that's great. I mean, if I was a cyclist,
it is a fun ride though.
It is, man. It is. Could you imagine if they shut that place down and did like a race out there?
Oh, dude.
Because it is like a.
Even same thing with Usury going up Ellsworth.
Yep.
Hella cyclists, so many.
Yep.
And they're respectful, but there are some dick ass motorcycle riders. They'll go by there and fucking rev their engines, try to scare the shit out of them. Dude, like, man, have some fucking respect.
Dude, you're making us all look bad.
Cause you do that.
Whoa, people that like, I mean.
I'm not saying everybody does it.
No.
I've seen so many people.
It takes 1 out of 50 motorcycle riders to do something stupid, and everybody hates motorcyclists.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, man, it gives everybody a bad name, and it's like,
man. Cheers, man. This is dope.
Yeah.
The only reason we started talking was the very first day they made us work together.
They made us work together. Yeah, they did.
They made us work together.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know how. You didn't have your motorcycle. I didn't have my motorcycle.
I don't know how it came
up. But I was like, you ride motorcycles? He's like, I do. And I was like, what do you have? I think you had the Triumph still back then.
I might have had my Yamaha, bro. Maybe. I might have had my old sport bike.
Maybe.
4 years? No, it was longer than that ago, wasn't it?
It had to be 5. I started there in 2017.
So I had my Triumph. I just gotten it. And you had just gotten rid of your Shadow.
Yes.
And you were looking at getting a Harley, and I was like, bro, get a fucking bike. And you're like, I'm like, get a bike!
Exactly. Yeah, I've had 2 Hondas. I had a Honda Shadow 750 and I had a Honda Shadow 1100.
Okay.
And the 1100 is the one that I brought back out here from Texas. And
okay.
I sold that, and I worked and saved up for the 18 Street Bob that I bought, and that was the one that took a dive.
It's been a weird year, bro.
Yeah.
It's been a weird year. So, let's see. Ooh. All right, so we got a minute. We're going to take a break in like 30 seconds. So let's set up what we're going to talk about. There's a few things I want to talk about. It's been fun just like ad-libbing in. That's cool. Because we don't get to hang out. Roman's always on the road. I'm a homebody, almost basically family and stuff like that.
I'm gone literally like 40 to 45 weeks out of the year.
Yeah, almost completely all the time.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Well, pros and cons, right?
Pros and cons, exactly.
I would love to kind of go from there into like.
I would love to talk about the trip.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I just post pictures and shit.
Yeah. So I would love to hear about that and like talk to, because it's not like he just went on a motorcycle trip like this. You know, there's a lot of really cool things that went into it, and
a lot of planning,
fundraising, all that stuff. So, and dude, like, to be honest, so it's like as it's set up into the next break here, like, bro, like that, I respect you so fucking much for doing what you did. Like, it's so fucking cool.
Yeah, there's a cause. Cool. There's a cause.
Yes.
You can take a trip around the country, but when you put some meaning behind it,
yeah,
and fucking change everything, change the whole dynamic, and change some kids' lives. Hopefully,
Yes, I think so. I mean, I watched. I think all the videos. I don't know if I watched the newest one that you just dropped.
I was in New Orleans. This is the last one.
I might not have caught that one, but I was definitely keeping up on everything, and like the kids' reactions and shit. They're like, "Really?"
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. My favorite was this the girl in Nashville. You know, she was like,
"Wait,
yes,
we'll talk about it." Okay, break time. So, anyways, hopefully I cut all that out, and then
no, I'll
that doesn't make it.
I'll definitely leave that in.
All right. Well, so what just happened? I'm having a day. So, first off, I can't Canon, and dude, I said this the last podcast. Canon, get your shit together. Like, I cannot install the Canon EOS webcam utility on my Mac, which is a good unit. Mm-hmm. Like, it's up to date and everything.
Not compatible?
It just won't. Yeah, like, hit install, nothing happens. I tried it to the point of madness, right? So I have to stop every 25 minutes or whatever it is and reset the camera, because it only takes like 29-minute clips. And then so I was dealing with that, and then we talked for probably a half a freaking hour, and then I realized that something happened where my computer said, "Oh, hey, warning dialogue box comes up and you're not recording." So we talked about a bunch of cool stuff, everything from, you being in my neck of the woods, Wisconsin, especially like northern Wisconsin too, nobody ever goes there. A lot of cool stuff, like how we met, which it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, man, I remember that day. Day.
We did some very non-OSHA compliant stuff to get that fucking job done.
Yeah.
Very sketchy.
Yeah. There's a lot of. I remember going across that like cafeteria area, like through the ceiling. I feel like I maybe went through there. We had to do PoE extenders,
and then we had to get that gigantic extension ladder up against the fucking side of the wall, just to pull that one cable.
Yeah. Was that out of a gym or something?
It was in auditorium.
Was that the one with like the like legit auditorium, like all the walls are black in the back, and it was like catwalks that we were up on. Yeah.
Very sketchy.
It was real sketchy.
I was like, "Hey, don't fucking die!"
Yeah,
I'm just like holding the ladder. You're fucking like 15 feet up in the air. I'm like
drilling into brick and stuff.
Yeah, I think we had to put a camera. We had to run a cable and
to the outside. The camera's on the outside. We had to run everything conduit down through the inside. Yeah, but dude, I'll tell you what, man. Like, I love doing that work so much. If you know why I quit?
I didn't even know you quit. I didn't even know what happened. I don't even think I ever asked you.
I worked at that place for a while, and like, I mean, I felt I was having fun. I enjoyed it, and B, like, I was getting responsibility, and stuff like that. But like, it just wasn't translating into management as far as like they weren't hearing it or seeing it. And you came on. And I was like, well, fuck, this guy's here. I'm never going anywhere because you are going to go places. Literally, this is why. And I was like, you know what, man? It's time to move on anyways. But no, legit, man. Like, that's
what?
Only respect. I'm talking like, this is like a ups on you, because I was like, fuck, this guy is like really good, And like, it was like, dude, I want to say that was like, was that one of your first jobs?
Yeah. They were just like, go pull these cables.
Yeah.
Install these cameras. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But the cool, like, you were asking the right questions. You weren't like, the typical dude, like, especially construction dude, like, oh, I got it. I know what I'm doing, when you don't know what you're doing and stuff. Like, I was like, nah, this dude's going to be fucking going places here. You know? And you've been there for a long time.
Yeah, this is my 6th year in May.
Yep.
Fuck.
I mean,
fuck. I
you manage people, crews.
Yeah. It's crazy where I'm at now to think about where I started. Because at that company, I thought my buddy Paul was like, yo, apply to be a cable installer.
Yeah.
He was talking about direct TVs and like satellite dishes, like go install that shit and hook that up on people's apartments and shit. I was like, whatever. I was like, I came from a wastewater background, so I was trying to get into wastewater in Arizona. And wastewater in Arizona need a what is it called? A grade something certification. And I was like, do I really want to do wastewater that bad?
Yeah.
And then he just recommended cable installer, so I fucking hit apply at this company, and the owner called me like that fucking day. He's like, "Come into our interview tomorrow." I was like, "Fuck, all right, hell yeah, hell yeah, I'm fucking around." And got super drunk that night, and low key was hung over the next day for real. Yeah. And interviewed me, and he was asking me like what I knew, and I was like, "Yeah, I've done this, and that," and he kind of just started to describe what they do, like low voltage data cables. Yep. I was like,
what's that?
What the fuck? Low voltage? What the hell is low voltage?
Yeah.
And he was describing like the blue data cables. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, so we're not putting up Cox and DirecTV and shit? He's like, what the fuck? what? Yeah, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, I'll be real. I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, you know what? He's like, I love your attitude. And I was like, come in Monday. I was like, son of a bitch, man. Yeah, man. You know, that's what it is. The people that are interviewing, they can sense your personality. Yep. If you're being a fucking dickwad or, you know, high quality or your ego is above what you are. You know, I know this, I know that. I didn't fucking know a damn thing he was talking about. Yep. But he's like, I like your attitude. And then here I am 5.5 years later. Yep. And fucking, I'm a foreman now and working on my PMP to be a project manager. I was like, I've never thought this would be
badass. That's all I got to say, man. Thanks, and like that's what I was getting at too, is because there's so many people, like men, right? Like we're arrogant assholes most of the time. And you know, when I met you, I was like, oh, this is a homie. You know, and you know, we don't see each other a lot. You're always out of town. You know, I got a family and everything, and we both got stuff going on. But it's like, you know, you're one of my buddies that I know I can just like, I might not talk to for a few weeks and then just send you an Instagram video. That's how we do it. Yeah, it's like you can touch these days, right? And, you know, it's never anything but like, I don't know, man. I've never had like anything negative interaction.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Like, but that's what I'm saying is like right when I met you, dude, I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be he's gonna be a homie, but B, fuck, I gotta find a new job because this guy's gonna outshine me.
I don't know about all that,
like crazy.
Because that's when they had had special systems, and then they had special systems, and I can't remember what the fuck they called the other people, but like low key, it was like racist.
Oh really?
Yeah, because they had like all the Mexicans pulling the cables, and then they had special systems.
Yes. I remember.
And fucking guys mount all like the hardware and do like all the special system stuff, and then like it was like low key like all the
I was
Spanish dudes and pulling all the cables.
And me,
you're the only white dude.
Yeah, I was probably the only. Maybe Tommy.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because when they told me about that and they hired me on as special systems, I was like, all right, you know, I have no idea what I'm doing, but if you want to put me over here, that's cool too. And he just went up from there, and then later on the road, there's me and a couple Mexicans. We started. Oh, I can't even fucking say the name, but I had to edit it out. But we used to call ourselves Premise Juan.
Premise Juan.
Yeah. And so like instead of it was like Premise One, and then we put a mustache on the one.
I remember this. I remember that. It had to be while I was still there, or I just was keeping up with you and other people.
Well, I've been traveling on the road for them since 2019.
Yeah,
right after New Year's. Yeah, I fucking hit the road, and that's it.
You spend like 3/4 over 3/4, 7/8 of your time on the road,
and thankfully,
all over the place.
You know, when I first started planning this trip, what it started as. We went to high school with these two Ethiopian brothers, Easy and Burke.
And the guys that you met up in
Canada.
Yes,
yeah. Exactly. So Easy and Burke are brothers. They went to high school with us. They had a visa. They're Ethiopian, but they're from Canada, like born and raised. Yeah. And they got a visa to come to school in fucking Arizona of all places. Yeah. And it was the best dudes ever. Fucking hilarious. And so we made a trip that me and my buddy Josh, JJ and Carl were gonna ride a motorcycle. Oh, excuse me.
Get her.
Excuse me.
I'll join you.
So me and us, we're gonna ride up to Canada, hang out, and then everybody's gonna come back. And I was like,
wait,
fuck that.
Wait a minute.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I was like, what if I kept going? I was like, how far could it go?
Yeah.
I was like, man, and I came up with the timeline of 3 months: all of June, all of July, and I would go back to work in August. And so like I talked to the homies, and they're like, yeah, like we got to go up, we got to come back down. They only had like 2 weeks, like a week up and a week down.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I want to
do it right.
keep going.
Do it
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well. I'm fucking 2,000 miles away up in Canada already. You know, fucking keep going. And I started talking about it, and then the day came, and I sent an email to my bosses. And the subject line just says Roman's future. You know that scared the fuck. I think it scared the fuck out of him, to be honest. Mm-hmm. And they hit me back like, yo, like what's up? Like, you want to schedule a meeting? Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I was like, I'm home this week. Let's do it tomorrow if you guys are available. They're like, yeah. Come in, please come in. And I just told them, I was like, I just want to do this trip. I'm asking for 3 months. I kept trying to call it a sabbatical.
Yeah.
But what a sabbatical is that you get paid to have time off.
Oh.
And so they're like, we can't call it a sabbatical because we're not fucking paying you.
Yeah.
It's just a LOA, a leave of absence.
Okay.
And so I was like, I'll settle with that. Cool. Fine. Thank you. Like, thank you. You know what I mean? And I just told them, I was like, I've done my time. I've been on the road for you guys for 4 years. And they just asked for 3 months. I just want to do this.
Not paid.
Yeah, not paid. Yeah. Not paid, exactly. So, like, you know, I saved up. You know, motorcycle's been paid off. I planned it out. I'm a spreadsheet guy.
Yeah.
So I had spreadsheets, you know, all the cities I was going to stop and the campgrounds I was going to stop in, how much it was per night, and fucking how many miles I was going to do a day. It was, like, down to a fucking T. Mm-hmm. And what I came to find out is that a lot of things change when you're on the road.
Right.
Weather, gas, you know, whatever. Something happens to your bike, you break down something, and that spreadsheet, I followed it probably about 20%.
Yeah.
And I always stayed at random fucking places, dude. Random campgrounds. Some nights I'd had to get a hotel. I got stuck in Oklahoma City because it rained for fucking 3 days. And, you know, shit changed. But I did have, like, an itinerary. Yeah. So, like, by these days, I had to be in this city. By these days, I had to be in this city type thing.
So you didn't follow every single line, every single detail. But, you know, because the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry.
Yeah, right? yeah. 100%.
But I think it's really good to at least have, like, a plan like that. I started to do the same thing. I did that. I did a trip up the one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did.
Super
yes,
sick.
You did.
I wanted to do, me and the same guy, Tony, we wanted to do something going up like the Rockies and then back down. And I did the same thing. I started to create a spreadsheet. And I knew. I didn't know, but I figured, I'm like, oh, it's not going to, there's like one little thing happens because like you schedule yourself to be like, okay, it'll take this amount of time, but you don't account for those things. Like, yeah, it's raining one day or, you know, whatever. Snow or worse, right? Which happens on the road. And, you know, so anyways, I'm having such anxiety and like paranoia over I don't know if I hit record on that camera.
Well, check your phone.
Well, no, that's not that. That's what was so cool about what you did. Like, you didn't just take 3 months off to be like, which you are more than deserving of, just taking time off and riding your bike across the country, because that's every motorcyclist, like serious motorcyclist dream, right? But you did like a lot of really positive, you had a lot of positive impact along the way, you know. So what did you do and why?
Oh man, I just I was grateful to you know, I had all these stickers made, and you know, if people want to buy a couple or buy however many they want, like fuck yeah. And all that money, you know, I have like spreadsheets again. I have all that spreadsheets, every single person that donated, how much was right there. And even somebody that donated but didn't want stickers. Yeah. You know, there's been people that donated $100-$200. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, to me, that kind of drove me because they fucking believed in me. Yeah, dude. You know, then the reason was to, you know, give out skateboards and give out basketballs to kids that, you know, don't have that kind of access to that kind of thing, you know? Yeah. And like the first big donation was to the Boys and Girls Club in Newark, Ohio. And it was like a fucking I don't want to say like a fairy tale, but everything just happened to be so perfect.
Yeah.
Because I have a really, really good friend. Her name is Lindsay, and she lives in Columbus. And she's from Newark, and she told me about a Boys and Girls Club out there. And so I got in touch. Well, before all this, I called probably 15 Boys and Girls Clubs. None of them talked to me. None of them.
Really?
None of them. They didn't want anything to do with it.
Why do you think?
They just thought I was like some scum or scam or something.
Yep.
You know what I mean.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, we'll call you back. Yeah, we'll call you back. And nothing.
Crickets.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah. And the one in Newark, they emailed me back, and they just so happened to have a skate park 5 minutes away from there, and they're like, this guy wants to donate skateboards and basketballs to us.
Okay.
And we're like, we can only take a few kids at a time to the skate park, and then even if we do, they all have to share a skateboard.
Not anymore.
And not anymore. Yes, perfect. So, oh man, and what I liked about it is that I didn't buy any skateboards from like CCS or online or whatever. I went to whatever local spot that was there.
Yes.
So the spot in Columbus was Embassy Skate Shop. I went there, told them what I was doing, and man, they were like, "Fucking yo, that is fucking awesome." Yes. And so they put all these boards together. He gave me a little discount. Yeah. He threw in like 10 T tools for the kids, so they can work on their skateboards like by themselves. Yeah. And I was like, "Fuck, this is so rad!" Like they just threw me all this shit, this bonus stuff, to give to these kids. And I made a whole video of it, and Lindsay helped me so much. I went there and met up with the ladies, planned everything, got to see all the kids. They're all fucking grateful. They ranged from like 8 to like 13, 14, maybe 15, And that's like about the time when I started skateboarding too. I didn't have no fucking handouts or freebies. Like I said, I was like jacking my homies so I could ride his fucking skateboard. Yeah. And what if somebody did, like earlier on in my life, just like gifted me this skateboard and it was like, yo, like this is yours. Yeah. Do what you want with it. Yeah. This can take you here or there or whatever. That'd be fucking rad. And for all these kids, they're like, holy shit, like I don't know what the hell this is, but I'm gonna fucking cruise on it, ride on it. Maybe I'll get good, maybe I won't, maybe I'll fall. You know what I mean? And I think about it was like $1,700 worth of stuff, like helmets and full on skateboard completes.
And in Newark.
In Newark, yep. Wow. Yeah, and donated everything and took a picture with all the kids, and they were like super thankful. Yeah. And it was cool because the teachers, they're like, now like all these kids don't have to share a skateboard. One kid can have their own, and they can just cruise around all they want. They don't have to they weren't on a timer, like 5 minutes. Give your skateboard to the next person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, rotation. Yeah.
And so that was fucking amazing.
Well, I think all it takes is putting a skateboard in front of somebody. Mm-hmm. Like I remember
curiosity,
bro, and like. It's such a I think it's because it's such a simple device. That's why it's so fun. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like it's not overly complicated. Like it is easy entry level. Like if you just stick with it, like most people get pretty good, or like maybe not like really good, but they get good enough to where like now it's fun. And
then that's when a skateboard videos come into play.
Oh,
you can do that with the fucking skateboard?
Yeah. What was the first video that you? Okay, so. You got kids into skateboarding that maybe never would have, or you gave them better access to it. Skateboarding is a lot different than I think what outsiders see it as, right? They maybe like a lot of people, especially if you live in a city where you see skateboarders, you might think that they're like, just ratty, just not respectable people. But I would beg to differ. I like the coolest people I know in my life are motorcyclists and or skateboarders, right?
It's a community now.
It's a community, man. Yes. Yeah. And so I want to ask, what's the first video or like some of the videos from your childhood that you remember just like...
Manic Marty, the ES video.
S. Yep. ES. Is that what you said? ES? See, I'm from an isolated part of the woods, so I don't know if it's ES or S. I even had S.
I'm pretty sure it's S.
Okay, Manic Marty, great video.
Manic Marty. Yeah. The Yeah Right video was.
I wore that DVD out. Dude, I wore the DVD out.
You know what's crazy is that they have like 2 different versions of it with 2 different soundtracks.
That's insane.
Tripped me out.
That's insane. So, which one do you remember? Because I remember the one. Like Brian Anderson had that obstacle won by Interpol.
And then Mark Johnson had
that 80s song, Love Will Tear Us Apart. Maybe we watched 2 different versions.
No, I know what you're talking about. Mark Johnson always has more than one part, though.
Mark Johnson is one of my favorite skateboarders.
I talked to him on Instagram a couple of times.
Fuck you.
He's fucking awesome.
Fuck you.
He really is. I pointed out. I
what?
pointed out in his videos because I was watching. I can't remember what the fuck I was watching. I think I was watching Yeah Right again because like even now
because it's a legendary video.
Even now to this day, 2023,
Yeah.
that video is fucking amazing.
It holds
But
up.
I remember it was probably 2 or 3 years ago. And I was watching it, and I noticed Mark Johnson. If you see him skate, he always does this
Yes.
when he skates and he lands. He like twists his arms.
Yes,
I was
I know what you're talking about.
And
yeah.
I told him, I was like, "Yo, bro, like Mark, like I don't know, I probably won't respond."
Yeah.
But I was like, "Why do you turn your arms like that?" I was like, "I kind of want to start doing that now too."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "You know what?" He fucking hit me back. He's like, "You know what?" He's like, "I stopped doing that after I stopped drinking beer." I'm like,
Whoa.
"What, bro?" Yeah, I'll fucking want to pull it up.
Pull it up.
Dude, I was so excited. I was like, what the fuck? Dude, I feel bad. Now that I think about it, I left him on red.
You left Mark Johnson.
That's what I said. I said, dude, Mark, have you ever noticed after you land a trick, 95% of the time you swing your left hand behind your back? Just an observation after watching, fully flared. That's what I was watching.
Yep. Lakai's fully
And
flared.
then he fucking hit me right back. He's like, haha, yep, don't ask me why. Laughing face. He's like, when I used to drink a lot, I would do it really bad too. One arm in front and one bend behind my back. It's like I was holding perfectly still so I wouldn't fall over.
Oh, I get
So
it.
he kind of balanced
I get
himself out. Oh, okay. I get that.
Dude, that's such an insight.
And I was like, that's hilarious. Sound like muscle memory has affected your drinking hand. Like there was a beer in it while skating. Haha. I said, it's all good. Everyone has their own thing like I do. Oh, when I skate, I always do this, which is weird.
Yeah?
They said, like, I do this with the right hand for whatever damn reason. I can't help it. He's like, I used to do the Shaka 2, which is this, I guess, when I was 18 or 19. Everyone has their unique hand gestures. The arm thing went away when I quit drinking, which is funny.
That's so wild.
That is wild.
That's wild. That reminds me.
And then I didn't respond.
And then you left Mark Johnson, who's been amazing for, I want to say he's been an amazing skateboarder for over 25 years.
Easy.
Yeah.
I know.
Like,
now that that memory came back, I'm like, damn it, dude.
that's so funny,
I'd
dude.
be like, I should be like, hey, remember me?
Yeah. Oh, hey,
My bad,
I
dog.
didn't mean to leave you on red. What are you doing? You know, it reminds me of Rodney Mullen. He has this. He gives the old finger guns,
The guns,
when,
the
he,
finger
when, he, when he
guns.
skates. And I used to do that because I wanted to be Rodney Mullen. And then I just...
And then, so like going back to what we were talking about is the whole community of it. Like,
Yes.
a lot of my good friends now are because of skateboarding.
Yep.
You know, people like in high school, I was like the long haired skateboarding kid, you know, and that's what people knew me as.
Guilty.
Yeah. See, you just get branded as the, skateboarding
Skater
kid.
kid, yeah.
Mhm.
The
And
other
you should-
day...
Go ahead.
Well, no, I'm just saying the other day at work, because like, you know, I don't know any, like nobody knows me as a kid or even like a young adult down here, and somebody was like, "Were you the skater kid at your high school?" I was like, "Yeah, I was like the one in my grade, you know, because it's a small school." But and obviously somehow that still carries over, you know, but and you don't notice it or whatever. But yeah, the community behind it, and same with motorcycles too, man. It's got to be part of the reason why, like it, you know, it's been a part of my life since I was small. But it's got to be a part of the reason why I still am in love with it. You know, I think most people think I'm a fucking insane person for riding after what happened to me.
Yeah, a lot of people would be like, "Fuck that."
Yeah, you know, and I could see like because I imagine myself like, you know, I don't like the ocean. Okay, so if I was like surfing in like a shark attack or something like that, like I would never go in the ocean again.
No.
You know, so I get it.
It's always in the back of your mind.
Yeah, and it will be in the back of my mind, I guarantee. Because like even just me riding around the neighborhood, like, yep, it wasn't like I was, you know, having flashbacks or anything, but it was in the back of my mind, but maybe that's a good thing, you know. But yeah, getting back to, I want to just keep. Why am I such an egotistical, self-centered narcissist? Right, like I'm talking about myself, but yeah, the community part of skateboarding and motorcycling, like. I don't know, man. And you know, I said this earlier. I don't know. I think I had a technical difficulty. The skateboarding teaches you the toughest lessons, and I think that builds skaters' character. You know what I mean? Because you know, people that aren't familiar with skateboarding, they'll watch, you know, because I remember this like my parents or family members or friends coming over when they weren't skaters, and we watched like Yeah Right, or the DC video, or you know, the Day One versus Rodney videos and stuff, and like, yeah, dude, that was my mind blowing stuff right there. And you know, they'd be like, I can't believe he can land it every time, and it's like, no, you're not seeing how many times these guys fail and eat absolute bags of shit. And eat the concrete and hit their head and destroy their knees and their hands and their elbows and wrists, and then they make it. And sometimes it's like people will go back to spots for days or weeks or like think of Jaws doing that was it the Lion 25? Yeah, that 25 set, like that was 2 trips, right? He like blew his knee out there, and then he went, you saw that whole video.
Yeah. And he still went back and did that
mission accomplished. Dude. Right? You remember when Booyaya did that, and he tried to do it in was it the Sorry video? Booyaya.
Oh yeah, Ali Balala.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he ripped his pants. He's like, my house is out. But he ate absolute dog shit on that, and you know, I mean, that was probably 15 years ago. And then Jaws. I didn't know Jaws was from here. Yeah,
I got a funny story about him.
Please tell me a story.
One of my good buddies, Carl. He hangs out with him all the time. And another guy, Nick Farini, which was fucking beast. You know, when Jaws was coming up, Nick Farini, they were fucking awesome together. And I remember going to a skateboard competition in Sedona, and I specifically remember this because it was the most funniest fucking thing. Nick Farini just finished his line during his contest. And Jaws is standing up against the gate, probably 30 feet away. And Jaws grabs a fucking Powerade bottle, hucks it across the skate park. Yeah. 30 feet. You just see this shit twist. And Nick's just like, yeah. Boom.
Oh, no, right in the nuts.
Right in the nuts, dude. Nail the fucking dropping like a sack of taters, bro. Boom. And you just hear the whole crowd, oh my goodness, dude. And I tried fucking messaging him about that one time. I don't think he ever read it, but I was like, I fucking remember that. I was like 14 or 15 or something.
Yeah.
Man, fucking nailed Nick Farini, man. Those guys are fucking beasts.
Yeah. Well, there's so many good skaters that come out of here. You know, I mean,
and I'm not. I guess I'm name dropping, but Deshaun Jordan.
Yes.
I used to be on Homicide with him, like when he was fucking like this big. He was fucking a beast, and like.
First of all, if you don't know what we're talking about, just
Deshaun
YouTube
Jordan.
Deshaun Jordan right now, and I guarantee if you don't know anything about skateboarding, it'll still blow your mind what he does.
Amazing.
And Jaws too. Yeah.
And Deshaun, man, he was just a little kid, like 10, 11, and I felt bad because kids at Chandler Park would be like, hey, he'd be, no, not at all. They would just treat him like a fucking puppet or something. Be like, hey, Deshaun, go do this trick. Hey, Deshaun, go do this trick. And
really?
He's like, they'll tell him to do an invert on the quarter pipe. They'll do like a hand plant on the invert. He's like, all right, well, let me go get my helmet. He'll put his helmet on, go up, fucking get upside down, and then come back in. I'm like,
he could just do anything.
Holy shit, anything. Anything.
You know what they call it? They call it effortless mastery.
Yeah.
Effortless mastery.
Just super easy for him. And that was way back then. And like, I remember we went on a skate trip to Sedona, actually. And I feel bad. I think I made him drink his first Tecate. I made him down that shit. Like, yeah, you little motherfucker. Like, you can drink this. And I think he drank like half of it. He's like, this is disgusting. Little ass kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to see him where he's at now, I'm like, fucking sweet, man. Good for him. He more than deserves it, dude.
He's top of the food chain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's top of the food chain, dude.
Oh, yeah, dude. He's fucking blown up, dude. Good for him.
Oh, I mean, but I
wish I was never musically inclined.
No. Did you try?
Yeah.
Okay.
In I think 6th grade, I was in music class learning to play trombone, and I had no idea what the hell was going on. And I remember a teacher coming in. A teacher came in, and they opened the door. They're like, "Hey, would anybody like to go to keyboard class?" I'm like, "Ooh, keyboard!" Like, I'm like, "Hell yeah!" So I got my shit, walked out, and they took me to the fucking science lab with all the computers. That kind of.
Oh no! No, you were bamboozled.
Yes. So, but I'm not mad at all because that's where I learned how to type.
Yep.
And you know, I'm not gonna play no fucking trombone. 25 years later, I've been
unless you're gonna be in a ska band.
Yeah, right.
Big Fish or something. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But yeah, you know, typing just fucking saved my life. You know, I'm just like, I get it, dude.
Because we're old enough to have missed that. You ever think about that? Like, computers really only be like, I saved my high school senior project on a floppy disk. We almost missed like being fluent with computers, bro.
Damn. Yeah. You know, I specifically remember being in like kindergarten, first grade with the black and green letters.
Yeah, Oregon Trail, that one where you launch rockets up. You play that and stuff. But
and all, you know, have you seen the, you know, if you ask any kid these days, you know, between 5, 10, 15, what do you want to be when you grow up? A YouTuber.
Oh, really?
You know how fucking hard it is? You know, do they not know about editing videos?
Right.
Golly, man.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the balls.
Technical difficulties, we've been facing today. Like, I'm just dicking up this entire podcast.
Everybody wants to be, you know, Mr. Beast and shit, but I really hope that, you know, they can make it that far.
Yeah.
That's, you know, he said that bar is so fucking high. Yep. That'd be fucking amazing if any kid can do that. Yep. You know what I mean? But the little steps you got to take to get there, that's the hard part.
It's work. Oh, man, now I'm thinking, you know, you don't see that work in YouTubing and media production and whatever everyone wants to do, being an influencer. Something you're gonna make that shit happen, and you did, man. You went on. So what Roman did, and we didn't really get to the whole like overview of it, but he went on a 3-month, not a sabbatical, not absence. Sabbatical. Semantics get in the way of calling it a sabbatical, but he, dude, this guy right here went on a 3-month motorcycle trip. And he didn't just do it out of pure, you know, pleasure of being on a bike. Although I'm sure that was
part of it,
the big part of it, because it's the best. But he went around and he did fundraisers, man. The camera might pick up the old Brown Iverson sticker here. I got a few stickers, and I think but he would donate skateboards and helmets and basketballs and things to either just random kids at a skate park that you would observe. I saw that you would observe me like that kid right there.
Yep.
Or go to Boys and Girls Clubs and just load them up with goods, man. And, you know, I have, I'd say my best friend, Chris, back home, he worked at a Boys and Girls Club. I have, for a little while. So I have, like, a little bit of an insight, what they do and stuff. And I'm like, it's such a good organization.
It honestly is.
What prompted you to deal with the Boys and Girls? Like, what?
So it was my first thing was the YMCA.
Okay.
Was to reach out to YMCAs, and then when I started researching it, I'm like not taking anything against YMCAs, but they have a lot of money already.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Boys and Girls Clubs, they're always like in not so good neighborhoods. You know, kids with parents that are always working. You know, they go hang out at the Boys and Girls Clubs.
Yep.
I don't know if you have to pay to be in the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes. Thank you. That was just out of my reach. Thank you, sir. So it's $33 for a youth and $30 for a teen. Oh, just $30.
Yeah, see?
Annual membership fee. This is a one-time annual fee. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a very low price point.
Very, very low price.
It helps you. So main point of this was like, I think that's a great group, and I was curious to what drew you towards them. So.
Yeah, I mean, Miss Amanda, she's been working with that Boys and Girls Club for like. That's been her whole profession, like her whole career was like working with them, and those kids respect her so much, and like they love her, love her, like Miss Amanda this, Miss Amanda that, and she was very thankful. All the kids were super thankful for everything, and you know, there's some kids that aren't interested in skateboarding, which I'm not gonna be like, hey, you go skateboard. If here it is, if you want to do it, fucking go have fun.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and that's what it is. Like, not taking anything away from YMCA, but they do have a little bit more money than Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, I mean,
and people that have reached out, you know what I mean. They've been they're like, yeah, I used to go to Boys and Girls Club, so like what you're doing definitely helps.
Yeah, like they know.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that they were the only ones that responded back to me.
Yeah,
and I told them, and I called, 15 at least. I was like, hey, I'll be in your area around this time. I've raised all this money. I would like to donate something to you guys, basketball, skateboard. So, you know, I was like, I'll try a trick shot or something.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, here's my website. You know,
I'm legit.
You look me up, and nothing.
So would you have stopped at more Boys and Girls Clubs if you got more responses? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I think total I raised like just under $3 grand. It was like 28 and some change.
Rad.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody that fucking reached out. You know, there's on my website. roamingthecountry.com.
Yep.
There's a little donation button right there. I have like my goal was 5,000, and I only hit just under 3, which is fine because that's 3,000 I never had.
That's so much money.
It really is.
It's so much money.
And people that donated like $200 at a time, I'm like, fucking dude, that's like
That's a complete
two, that's
skateboard
two
for
completes
Two
at some
completes.
places. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 2 full complete skateboards.
Yeah.
And you know the skate shops that I went to, they're like, damn, you're doing all this. Like, they gave me like bonus shit, like extra skateboards or like tools, or
Yep.
they just threw in a bunch of free shit, just just out of their well-being.
Well, so that's part of like. That's why I was so. I'll say it again. That's why I was so freaking pumped up, man, when I figured out what you were doing.
I did it, and to help them. I did it for myself.
What an example to set for these young children. That's all I'll say right there.
Yeah.
Like, to you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So you did that. Maybe those kids will do something like that in the future. That's that ripple out effect.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't
Yeah.
think I hope they don't ever forget that. Some dude just fucking rolled up on a fucking motorcycle and was like,
Couldn't imagine anybody could forget that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Later, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, be like, yo, this fucking goofball showed up with a bunch of skateboards. He's like, hey, I want to give you one, and gave me a skateboard.
Yeah.
In my last video, there's a kid, I gave it to him, and he was like, man, I have this other skateboard, but I don't have all the parts for it. I want to give it to my baby brother. I was like, bro, I can fucking help you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I can get you this far, and then the rest, I think he had to get like wheels or something, and that's all he had. And then now him and his little brother can skate, and another kid was like, I'm using my brother's skateboard right now. He's at work. He skates too, but I'm using his board to skate while he's at work. I was like, well, here's a board and here's some wheels. I was like, you're halfway there. You just need bearings and trucks, and you're fucking ready to rock. You know what I mean? And he just like, it was crazy because like all he said the whole time, he's like, this is crazy.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Right?
He's like, this is crazy. He's like, he couldn't believe that someone was giving him this free shit.
Yeah.
He's like, he didn't know who the hell fuck I am.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is, but he looked like someone that could, what was cool about that was that he was fucking ripping. Mm-hmm. He was skating so good on, his brother's board. And I saw so much potential in that kid. I was like, holy fuck, imagine, if he had a better skateboard or better wheels, it is a true fact. When I got a brand new skateboard or brand new wheels or brand new trucks, it was in my mind that I can do anything. I can grind the fuck out of these trucks. I can do it so much better.
Yep.
When you didn't have flat spots in your wheels, I got brand new wheels. I can do anything.
Well, it's a little mental, but it's also like, have you seen? I think it's like it's that show where it's like that guy who won the lottery. That's a skateboarder. I'll flash the name of it on the screen right now because I can't remember. I'll look it up later. But he won the lottery. Oh man, got long hair, but he has like a talk. He has like a game show for skateboarders now. And I was like Paul Rodriguez and somebody else. They had to skate on Walmart decks, and like these are top of the top, cream of the crop skaters, and your equipment matters. So yeah, a kid at the skate park who has like a penny board or an old soggy board, razor tails, flat spots, in
just no pop,
no pop, soggy popsicle, it makes a huge difference. And having that equipment and seeing what you're like, now you can see what you're really capable of, and now you're driven even. And again, I think skateboarding is an important thing for kids to get into, or at least something. But skateboarding is a great one because it teaches you the toughest lessons, man. Jordan Peterson had a really good video recently about. I'll send it to you later. But like he has a Canadian accent. It's really fun to listen to him. But he's like, talking about how like these skaters are just like huck themselves downstairs and they'll keep doing it, and people will get pumped on it, and like. Again, such good lessons, and so I have a feeling that I have a feeling that had an effect on who you are today, and I think it's really positive.
Yeah, and people are a lot of people out there are afraid to fail.
You have to fail, right? You have to fail.
Yeah, people are afraid to fail. They're like, fuck, I don't want to fall on my skateboard and get hurt. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, well. That comes with it. It happens. You fucking get back up and try it again, or you fucking go home and be a little bitch about it. Be a little bitch about it.
Yeah.
That, like you said, comes back to your character. Are you gonna get up and fucking try it again and sacrifice your body, or give up and take off?
Yeah,
you know what
give
I mean?
in to the easy thing to do because nothing good is easy. You know, I might sound like I'm contradicting myself a little bit, but it is free to just be good to people, but it's not easy. It's easier to take your anger out on other people, right? Or be selfish and not give and stuff like that. It's easier, but man, it's still free to be good to people. You know, I mean, it probably didn't, I don't know, but anyways, so yeah, you went across the country. You kind of like did like a crazy, when I tell people about what you did, I say you crisscrossed the country. I don't know if that's really the right way to say it. Yeah.
If I would have planned it better, you know, my website is roaming the country.
Yeah.
If I would have planned it better, I thought about it way after the fact. I want to do it again, but in like a couple of years. But I want to spell my name. Dude, spell my name. You know what I mean? Go up to like Washington and then cut across and then come back to like Vegas or something and then come down to New Mexico. That would be the R and then do like a big loop for the O.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm like, why the fuck I didn't do it the first time?
Oh man, that's genius.
Yeah,
that's genius.
That was down the road, but no, I mean, I made it to Vancouver, BC. From there, I went all the way to Rapid City and did Mount Rushmore. From there, I went south all the way to Moyers, Oklahoma.
Okay,
and that's where Adam Sandoval's. You know Adam Sandoval? Yeah. Went to his campground. From there, went all the way to Tennessee. Did the Tail of the Dragon. And the day after I did Tail of the Dragon.
What happened?
Is when I fucking wrecked in Knoxville. Fucking Knoxville. Nailed this lady at 50.
Yeah.
Fucking.
What happened?
Oh, man. Oh, dude. I'm so mad at myself when I think about it.
You're mad at yourself, bro.
Yeah. I was like. Because that day, like, I got up. I took my time. I took the drone out. And I was just bullshitting. I had to make it all the way from Tellico Plains, Tennessee, all the way to Columbus, Ohio that day.
Tennessee to Ohio. So you going across a couple states.
And what sucks is that was when I was supposed to have the meeting with Boys and Girls Club. Was that day.
Yeah.
And I took my time, took the drone out, got some cool footage. But I took my sweet time. I got into Knoxville at like 11 or so. And I'm just fucking riding my bike, and I'm in the very left lane. And I'm like looking left, and I remember looking straight, and I just see brake lights, and everybody just stopped. And I fucking, before I went to hit my brake, I was in the back of this lady's car.
Oh, so full speed.
Yeah, hell yeah. It was highway speeds, but there's a lot of traffic, so everybody wasn't doing like 70, 80. Sure. So like I remember thinking, when I looked forward, I had a split decision to make. I can either go around this lady on the median between the barrier and this person's car, and at the same time, I can tell she's already going left to like swerve the car in front of her, or I could just fucking nail this lady.
Yeah.
And I was like, in that fraction of a second, I made the decision that if I went around her, she was going this way, she would pin me against the wall.
Yeah, not good.
And not good.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? And I fucking just hit the back corner of her car. And I fucking dropped the bike, and took off running.
Really?
Yeah. I just fucking fell over, and took off running opposite direction. Just down. Just, fuck. And I'm just screaming like, my trip is over. I'm fucked. And then I'm like, ow. Yeah. And then I start hobbling. I'm like, ow. And I'm fucking holding my knee. And I'm like hobbling back towards the bike. I'm like, ah, and I'm yelling at this poor lady. And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah. And I was like, my trip is over. She's like freaking out. She's fucking bawling her eyes out. She's on the phone already. She's like, calm down. I was like, you can't fucking tell me to calm down. I was like, you just ruined my fucking trip. And I'm like screaming at this poor lady, you know, like adrenaline's going and my knee hurts, and my hand hurts. And so, by fucking the grace of God, there's an EMT like 3 cars behind me. Saw everything.
Wow.
Yeah. So like traffic stopped. My bike, you know, I was already in the left lane, so my bike hit and it was like already like on the shoulder. And EMT fucking rolled up. They got out. They fucking came over to like calm down. Wow. And they got me to calm down. Yeah. I was like, this lady, I'm like fucking screaming at her and shit. And yeah, this poor, I feel so bad.
Yeah.
And and they got me to calm down. They're like, what hurts? I was like, my knee and my hand. They're like, okay. So they got scissors and like cut my pants all the way up to here, fucking ripped me open, and then put a big ass splint right here so I couldn't bend my knee. And my hand hurt, so I couldn't even take off my helmet. So they fucking cut my chin strap and just...
Oh, they cut your chin strap?
Yeah, these sons of bitches. They
just undo it. Just undo it.
Because they don't have time for that, I guess.
No, I get it, yeah.
And they took the helmet off, placed it next to me. They're like, all right, what else hurts? They put a splint on my hand, too.
Because you broke your hand.
Yeah, I fucking shattered that shit like right here on the side. And they told me that I could do anything else hurt. And I was like, no. I was like, just my hand and my knee and like my face. I'm fine. I was like, I felt something right here on my lip, but I didn't know what it was. And so they're like, all right. They're like, we have somebody in transit already. We can't take you anywhere with us because we got somebody in our ambulance already. But the next ambulance is coming from the opposite direction. Wait till they come around and they'll pick you up, take you to the hospital. And I was like, all right. So I like kind of calmed down. I calmed down. And fucking, I took a selfie with me and my fucking broke ass bike over here that's on its side. And I'm like, just took a selfie real quick. And I'm like, son of a bitch. And they transferred me to the hospital. They checked me out. I broke my hand, and the physician, she like grabbed my leg, or she grabbed my thigh, and she grabbed my shin, and she kind of like pulled it apart a little. And she's like, I've been doing this for 15 years. She's like, I can tell you tore your PCL.
Wow.
I was like, fuck. I was like, you know that already?
Wow.
She's like, yeah. I already know. She's like, it happens very commonly in vehicle accidents. So if you're driving in a car and get in a wreck, your knee goes forward right into the dash. Your PCL is right behind your kneecap, and it pushes your kneecap backwards. So to prevent your knee going out the back of your leg, you have your PCL right there. And my knee hit the back of this lady's car. Oh. So my knee fucking went like that, and my PCL stopped it, but it still split.
Yep.
Still broke, snapped.
Yeah.
And so my knee was like fucking out to here, dude. It was disgusting. Yeah. My hand was all fucking blue and purple right here, and when I went forward and hit my face on the handlebars.
Oh.
And so the only thing that happened to my helmet was a little vent. There's a little vent right here, just popped out, and that was it. But if I would have had like a half lid on, and my face would have hit,
destroyed your jaw,
I probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
If I would have had just a half lid, and I just hit my face like that, my whole would have been gone. I would have been like, nothing, like nothing right here. You know what I mean? At 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Fucking right in the middle, your whole face, you're fucked up.
To interject for a second, dude, like, wear your helmets, guys.
Yeah,
really, seriously though, because I get it. You feel like you can't see or whatever. Believe me, you get used to it. And both of us now, in these two guys sitting here, like, our lives are saved. We're here today because we had helmets.
Because of helmets, yeah.
So sorry.
I wear full face helmets all day. That Simpson,
full face helmet, good helmet.
Simpson the carbon fiber one, a little pricey, but what's your fucking brain worth? You know what I mean?
Yeah, more than that carbon fiber helmet. So,
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If I would have had a half lid, my face would have hit, and only God knows where I would be right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just busted my lip. My lip was all fat and fucking out of here, and I think that's how I developed this fucking little lisp I have. Because of that, my lip, or I don't know what the fuck.
I never noticed, bro.
Yeah, I got a little lisp.
Never noticed.
But yeah, it fucked me up, man. So I took me to the hospital, and the lady that I hit, she got my phone number, she got my driver's license, my insurance, and everything. Texted everything to her, and she like filed the claim, did all that, so I didn't have to do anything. I was like, yeah, here's Geico, fucking get a hold of them. Whatever I gotta pay. Because technically it's my fault if you rear end somebody,
it's your fault.
Yeah, rear end somebody anytime, anywhere, no matter what. It's always your fault, of course. So she got that. Got my info, and then she's like, "Hey, I feel bad. Can I take you out for dinner later?"
Oh, I remember you telling me this. I totally forgot,
bro. She's like, "I feel really bad. Can I take you out, buy you a beer or something? I feel bad, blah, blah, blah." I was like, you know what, that's fine, whatever. And so what happened was that she had her two kids in the back. She had her two boys in the back of her car. And she says she remembers thinking that either she slams in the back of this diesel in front of her and fucks up her and her kids, or she slams on her brakes, saves her and her kids, and whoever's behind her
Yeah.
You know, gets fucked. She knows that I was behind her, and so she made that quick decision: either it's me and my kids, or it's the fucking motorcycle behind me.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's gonna pick her and her kids. You know, I'm not salty whatsoever.
Right.
Not salty. You know, I didn't die. You know, shit happened. Blah blah blah. So she was like, "Let me take you out for a beer, and you know, say I'm sorry." I was like, "You know what? Okay." And we didn't do it. We didn't hang out that night. You know, I was still fucking traumatized from just ruining my entire trip and my bike going down, and her kids were very traumatized.
I bet.
And what she told me is that she freaked. I freaked the kids out.
Yeah.
So I, you know, her car is parked right here. I nailed her, went down, and the ambulance parked kind of in front of her. So when they put me in the gurney and they're wheeling me past her car, her kids were staring out the window. And I remember looking at him, and my right hand was fucked up. My left hand, you know, I kind of waved to him.
Yeah.
Might fucking get in my hand, and their eyes were like,
yeah.
They were like, I remember these kids were like fucking traumatized. And they were just staring at me like, what the fuck? And they said, she told me later that night, she's like, my kids are traumatized. I got to stay with them. We'll hang out tomorrow. But they're scared. And they said that, they said, Mom, we saw a zombie. I said, Mom, we saw a zombie. And they're like, I guess as soon as I hit, they're like, there's no way that guy lived.
Yeah.
You know, they're a little older, probably like 9 and 10.
Okay.
And 12.
So just old enough.
Yeah. So they're like, there's no way that guy lived. And when I got wheeled past him, fucking waved at him. They're like, oh,
I'm living dead. Yeah.
Fucking freaked him out. So they were kind of, you know, had a little PTSD. And so she stayed with him that night. And then story got fucking crazy from there, dude. This lady, you know what I mean? She was, you know, I'm like, when I hit her and looked at her after the accident, I couldn't tell. I was just in a daze.
Yeah, you're in
so
shock.
Fast. Yeah, exactly. And so she hits me up to take me out the next night, and I'm like, okay, you know, whatever you want to go. I don't know. This is your city, blah blah blah. And she's like, we'll take you to this place. And she's like, just a heads up. She's like, my baby daddy might be there. I'm like, I'm like, whatever, dude.
Oh, I'm loving it.
I was like, I don't care. I don't fucking care. We're just going out, and you're just, you know, buying me a beer to say, you know, sorry, whatever. And so she picks me up from the hotel, and and she's drinking already. I'm like, holy fuck. I'm like, all right, I don't know what's going to happen. But we get to this place. I can't even remember what it was called, but it was like this riverside bar. So like people would park their boats, go get fucked up at this bar, and then take their boats and like go home.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's the life right there. And we pull up to this place, and I get out of the car. I'm fucking hobbling the whole time. I can barely hold my knee up. And she tells me, she said, my baby daddy might be here. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I don't know.
What's he gonna do? Hit a guy at a splint? Hands? Yeah, you're gonna.
Yeah, what's he gonna do? Fight me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we go up and we turn the corner, and she's like, "Oh, there he is." I was like, "Fuck, okay."
She knew.
Yeah, she knew.
You knew. Yeah.
So I don't know. You know, she introduced me. I was like, okay. I'm Roman, blah blah blah. And then like they sat there and talked for a while. I'm just kind of looking around like I don't know what I'm doing or where I am. Yeah. And she stops talking to him, and she comes over to me. She's like, "All right, let's go sit down." And it was packed. I think it was a Saturday because I wrecked on a Friday, and we went on a Saturday. So super packed, live music. We found somewhere to sit next to this other couple, and they were drinking. We had some beers, and after the night was over, she's like, I want to have sex with you. I'm like,
this is the only guy in the country right here that this could happen to.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay. That's kind of weird. I was like, I'm kind of fucked up right now, but what? She's like, I want to have sex with you, but. Oh. She's like, but I have something down there and it hurts. It hurts. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, thank you for the honesty.
Thanks for the honesty. So
she's like, like, I want to have sex with you, but something down there. I think I have a UTI. I'm like, cool. I was like, I don't want that. You can have that.
Yeah. Keep that. Yeah.
Cool. Fucking. And we, she didn't take me home back to the hotel. She took me back to her place. and then was like, I want to have sex with you. I was like, fuck, okay.
She had you in the lair, and then dropped this on you.
and then was like,
strategic, dude.
And then was like, but I have a UTI. I was like, fuck. Thanks for the heads up. Thank God, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I fucking fell asleep, woke up the next day. She's like, hey, what's up? You want to get some coffee?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. And then she took me back to the hotel and never seen her since.
Oh, what an interaction. You'll never hear a story like that.
Like, what a tease.
Man, what an interaction, though. Like, wow. You're in the middle of nowhere. You're not familiar with the area. This happens to you. This lady brings you on this journey.
Meet her baby daddy.
Yeah, all that, man. That's crazy. Man, wow.
Yeah. So,
yeah, you know, the signpost that I hit that took my leg off did not offer to have sex with me. I'm jealous.
Holy fuck, dude. Is that what happened? The signpost?
Yeah. I hit a 2-inch by 2-inch square metal tubed signpost at 45 right on my leg. And I hit, flew off, face first into the mountain, bounced straight up in the air, came down, landed on my bike, on my back. And I because immediately, like you said, you took off running and you're like, oh shit, I'm hurt. A couple seconds later, that's what happened to me too. I was like, I'm fine. And all of a sudden, I'm like, nope, my leg hurts. And all of a sudden, I'm like, my leg's broken. And then I grabbed it and I'm laying on my back. And as I grab it and I move it over to look at it, it's turned around. I can see like my sock, my shoe flew off up the mountain. It's turned around. Everything is liquid. It like side to side, it wet noodled. It was like a wet noodle. So, yeah, immediately I was like, and if you watch the video, I forgot to show you the video before we started.
We'll end on that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll end on that. Because it sounds like you got to get out of here somewhat soon.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. We'll end on that. It's, so it wet noodled is how I explain it. It's just like side to side, like a leg should not bend that way. And in the video, if I slow it down, you can see like a couple frames. You can see a couple frames where like my leg's bent out to the side and like there's a gap. Like it basically amputated itself in the field, and I'm shooting blood out of my artery like under the rocks and stuff, and immediately I knew that I was in dire straits. Like I had a real issue on my hands. You'll see it in the video. Yeah, so but it is amazing like how your body, the human body, will compensate for pain when it's in that, I guess in one way it was the most pain I've ever been in, but also like if I stub my toe, I'm like, fuck, I think that hurts worse. But I was just zapped of energy. What happened to me,
With the adrenaline. Did you feel nauseous? Like
no, I felt really tired is all.
Really?
Tired and powerless. I couldn't get my phone out of my pocket.
You're too weak?
Too weak. Couldn't get my, 5'11", but I can usually get my phone out of my pocket and couldn't do that. So luckily, a couple pulled up on me and called 911 for me. So yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy because it's just been a weird year. You had your thing, you did an epic thing and had your thing, and then
you had your thing.
Yeah.
Hey, you're still alive, man. Cheers to that. Hell yeah.
Here's to being alive in being a human. Again, I'll call you an old soul. I feel like you've done you went around a few times and you learned a lot of lessons, and now you're in this body and you're doing good with it. So again,
yeah, hell yeah, I'm back that. Cheers.
Bing. So on top of just being an all around good dude, I feel like I said that with a little bit of my upper Midwestern accent. A good dude, a good guy. He. Again, I see you as the type of guy who, when you put your mind to something, you're going to do it, and you're going to do it well. You do all sorts of really cool trick shots with things. I've seen you do incorporate your passion of skateboarding and motorcycles and basketballs all into one thing. And we're going to take a real quick break, and then we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see a cool trick. So if I have to check what kind of shoes, it's Skechers.
Fucking wild.
Some of them, dude, like the crazy ones aren't necessarily like Like the ones that you know, like it's the crazy ones to me are like there's one where you get you do a trick shot. I think it's behind the back, like half court or something. You're sitting down, and then you chug a beer.
No, I shotgunned a beer and then fucking threw it back.
You got 2 in a row with a beer in the middle, so you're like, there's no camera magic happening. Mm-mm. It's real. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that one took 12-pack.
Yeah,
2 days.
Seemed to
okay, so 2 days. Okay. 2 days. I didn't. And that wasn't my 12th beer that night, or else that'd be the coolest shit, you know. But golly, that one took forever. And that's Yuengling had this Raging Eagle new beer come out.
That's your favorite beer.
When I go back east, Yuengling is the shit.
Yeah.
I love Yuengling.
Yeah,
so good. And but yeah, that's when Yuengling. I was trying to like do like a sponsorship thing. My buddy Kevin was like kind of holding the can in like the top little corner of it, and then I'll chug another one and try to do the trick, and never did it like according to the plan.
Yeah.
So I just got lucky with one, whatever, dude, and just threw the ball back, whatever, and I actually fractured my fucking finger because when I threw it back, I went so far back, my finger just went into the back like of the court.
Oh, you hit the ground.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I just threw it back and I kept the follow through. Bam! Just smacked, fucking just fucked my finger all up, dude.
Thank God for beer.
Yeah,
yeah.
but like you said, there's some that they've taken me like 6 times, like 6 different trips.
Yeah,
on 6 different weekends. I'm like, I'm fucking getting this. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like the kickflip. Half court shot.
That's another one of my favorites, man.
That is my all-time favorite, dude. Because the little kid, there's a little kid hanging out with me every single time I went there.
Yeah.
And his name, guess what his name was?
Roman.
No.
Justin.
Usher.
Okay.
Legit, his name was Usher.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. And I was like, this is the coolest kid ever.
Yeah.
And he would just hang out with me, like ride his little scooter around, watch me do my trick shots, and he's like, you should try a kickflip. And I just clicked in my head. I was like, I should try a fucking kickflip. And that's because of that kid.
Look at that.
It was like, try a kickflip. And I tried that kickflip half court shot. Nowhere near. Didn't hit the backboard. Didn't hit the rim. Nothing. That one took 3 different tries. So about 6 hours. You can only do so many fucking kickflips. So you're like, fuck this.
While hucking a basketball.
While hugging a basketball, exactly. So about 2 hours each session, and the third session I went back, and seriously, the first 2 sessions didn't hit nothing. The third session didn't hit a single thing, and that time I just fucking threw it hard enough, it swished.
It did.
And like, in that video,
bro.
In that video, I'm just like, fuck.
Yep.
And I will never forget that feeling. I like wanted to cry.
Yeah, man.
I wanted to fucking cry because I fucking did it.
Yeah.
And like I was just like, no
payoff.
Way. The payoff is so worth it.
Yeah.
Just going back every single time and doing that, and then the swing shot, I call it. That was when I went back and forth on a swing, and this. It was a park in Reno, Nevada, and it just had a basketball court and a playground right here with the swings pointed right at the fucking hoop. I was like, yes. And dude, I would go back on lunch breaks because our job site was right across the freeway, and so like right across the freeway, we'd eat something real quick and go to the park, and we always took hour lunches, so we'd eat for like 15 minutes and then try that trick shot for like 30-45 minutes, dude. And my buddy Mario, thank God, was there and like fetching the balls for me, so when I go, I'd miss and he'd grab the ball and throw it back to me real quick. But that one took 6 tries or 6 times back.
Yeah.
And
it's like 6 days.
Yeah. And when that fucking hit, I was like, holy fuck.
Did it.
Dude, that exactly like when you first learn how to do a
Conquered.
kickflip. Yep. When you first learn how to do a kickflip, you've been trying for, so many days, hours you put into this, and when you finally hit a kickflip, you're like,
and it's mob. It's a worm burner. It lands on the ground before you catch it, but you landed a kickflip.
But you landed
and
a
that
kickflip.
is... you know what though? It's your first shove it. Mm-hmm. Is that what it is to me? Well, no, the kickflip, because the kickflip's a whole different thing. But like when you land your first trick, which am I wrong by thinking that everybody's first trick is a shove it?
Not really.
Okay, like
some people's first trick is like a heel flip.
Yeah, because weirdly heel flips feel more
easier.
natural. Mm-hmm. But like then after you become good at skateboarding, like heel flips that's a tough trick, especially to do over obstacles. A heel flip's not easy. It's a weird. Your
foot
weight's
position.
off. Your foot position's weird rolling up to it. Your weight's off. the catch is weird.
That's your Antoine Dixon. And
Yeah, or Neen.
yeah, or Neen.
The
Yeah,
payoff,
that's what I'm
man.
saying. And when I was on the trip, I wanted to, you know, like do trick shots throughout my whole trip, but time just didn't allow. I would pull into camp, set up everything, and have one day to either go explore or work on videos.
Yeah.
And so I would either go explore the city I was in or fucking sit at the desk and work on videos. And that was it. Next day I only had 2 nights at these campsites. So those are few and far between, which kind of sucked.
You did something really cool too. You kind of you posted videos as you were on the trip, which I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I wouldn't even attempt at tackling that myself.
A lot of time.
Yep. I recognize. I know. I get it. How that is a whole like multiplier of making everything more complicated or complex and more challenging. Is to actually be like damn near live updating as you're going along.
Yeah, and that was my whole goal too.
Yep.
I really wanted to do like a Sunday night video, you know, and in my head it made sense. Every night I got into camp, I would put all the footage I got that day onto my hard drive. The next day I would edit it and, you know, put it at least onto Final Cut. I use Final Cut.
Yep.
At least put it on there, like onto the timeline. And then Sundays I can go through all of it, edit it, and post a video like every Sunday. That did not fucking happen.
Man, the best laid plans, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
like,
that did not happen. It was very difficult to do that.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm still throwing videos on YouTube, and I'm barely about to be in Oklahoma, according to my YouTube series.
Yeah.
And I was in Oklahoma last fucking May.
Did you get the crash on film?
No.
Okay.
No, that's not my biggest regret, but I wish I.
What's your
fucking
biggest
had it.
regret
on that trip?
Yeah.
Seeing more things.
Got it.
Seeing more things. It was cool because I put my GPS on no tolls.
Yeah.
No toll roads. So back in the Northeast, the East Coast and shit, that's all fucking windies and twisties and back roads and shit. That was fucking gorgeous. That was super gorgeous. Instead of taking the highways, paying tolls, I didn't do any of that back the East when I was out there, like upstate New York, Maine. Probably one of the most gorgeous things I've ever seen in my life. Oh yeah, seeing fucking moose crossings.
Yeah,
scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah, because a moose. If you've never you've seen
no,
them?
No, I'd rather not. That would kind of trip me out. So like, I stopped at the Harley in Maine. I was like, "Have you guys ever hit a moose?"
No, because I'm alive.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. They're like, no, if we did, like, you know, we wouldn't fucking be here. Exactly.
Yep.
And that just kind of scared me because I was out there, you know, it was getting a little dark and just kind of cruising the streets trying to get to camp and stuff. And what's crazy out there is like when I was in Maine, I had this campground. It was like a whole community. It was like oh man, I wish I could remember the name of this campground, but it was like I was there in September, and it was like beginning of September, and they were celebrating Halloween. Because when Halloween time came, it's cold as fuck.
Yep.
So they do it a month earlier, and all the kids, they had everything lit up and everything, like the kids trick or treating and shit. I was like, this is fucking rad.
Yep.
And I got to be there for that, for the little Halloween party. And
yeah,
shit.
Man, they overcome and adapt, and you got to be part of it.
Yeah. So yeah, and super friendly people. They offer me food, offer me candy. You know, you want to trick or treat. You know, you're a grown ass man, but I'm like, thank you, but I'm just chilling for now. You know. Yeah. But yeah, there's super friendly people. Met a bunch of people that work at the local restaurants, and you know, we just threw them some stickers and got a lot of followers that way too. And it's been cool seeing them like keep up. Like I've actually made it to the fucking northeast corner of the United States, all the way down to the Keys. And all the way back home to Arizona. So, you know, I've been talking about it, telling all these people what I'm going to do. And I did it.
Yeah.
And I did it. And I'm just, you know, super proud of myself.
It's more of a challenge when you let people know what you're doing. And I think if you're going to embark on any sort of journey, because I would call what you did a creative endeavor. And I think if you're going to embark on any sort of creative endeavor, the easy way to do it is to not tell people about it. Because if you fuck it up, then nobody knows.
Exactly.
So then I got more questions. I had so many questions. I'm only touching a few of them, but like I asked you this online, but I want to put it on here. Like I asked you what were some of the unexpected things that you ran into, like I think that you didn't expect, but like I guess I'll rephrase it as like
what happened to
well, because I want to do the same thing. Like I want to now with I want to take more long trips.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I like just going up the Usury Pass and going up Apache Trail. Like, it's so trippy that we live so close to like probably some like one of the like Apache Trail being one of the best motorcycle like quick trips.
Oh yeah,
probably in the country.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like quick trips. Like I'm thinking, I've not done Tail of the Dragon.
Oh man, that's.
I couldn't imagine living
like,
on that.
As touristy as it is, you have to do it.
Yeah.
I had such a fucking blast on that ride. And thankfully, I planned it because it was like a Monday morning or something. You know what I mean? It wasn't weekends when you had like all the cars and shit. You know, it was just nothing but motorcycles. Yeah, probably planned the same thing as me, is like doing it during the week.
Yep.
And I had such a blast. You're just doing this and
the whole
this
time.
and this and this the whole time. They have photographers at like almost every corner that are taking pictures. Yeah, they take pictures of every single motorcycle ride. And so you just look at your time. Thankfully, I have a digital gauge that tells me what time. And so, like, it takes like 15 minutes to go through all the curves. So, between this time and this time, you can just go on their website, find your photo, and it was like $4.
That's super rad.
I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I bought like 5 of them.
Interesting.
Yeah, super fucking fun, man.
That's cool.
Super fucking fun. And you can get, they have like Airbnbs and little hotels like right at the base of the tail.
Yeah.
And then they got a couple of restaurants along the way too. And then aside from that, they got the Cherahalla Skyway. And that's like, it's not as intense as that, but it's just a long, winding curves just through the mountains and fucking Tennessee, man. People think Tennessee is flat. Fuck no.
Nope.
Fuck no. That place is rolling hills.
Yeah.
Everywhere, dude. It's just so gorgeous. Tennessee. And throughout my trip, I determined that the only 2 places I would ever relocate from Arizona are South Dakota
and Tennessee.
And Tennessee.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Those are my 2 favorite spots.
Like. Oh, I'm gonna say this. I shy away from saying rural because I can't say it. But is it like rural Tennessee? Or like
I really like Nashville area a lot, but southeast of that area, that's where all like the rides are going into Virginia and shit, all out there.
Sure.
Fucking gorgeous, man. Gorgeous, dude. And then like the campground I stayed at in Tellico Plains is called Smitty's, and dude, it was like $15 a night. And it was fucking gorgeous. It was like nice grass. You're kind of off a little highway, so you heard that. But I'm a heavy sleeper anyway. They had cabins, they had showers, they had a barbecue grill, they had like a pavilion and shit. And best spot in Tennessee, and it was right off the Cherahalla Skyway.
Smitty's.
Smitty's.
Check it out.
Yeah, and, like I took pictures. That's when I took my drone out, took pictures of their whole thing, and they were excited. I was like, "Hey, I got these pictures. Would you like me to send them to you?" They're like, "Fuck yeah!" Yeah, they're like, "Fuck yeah!" And so like I airdropped them to them because they had an iPhone, and they probably didn't want my phone number or whatever. But yeah, they're super. It was a wife and husband. They just fucking ran that shit, and $15 a night, dude. And then for the cabin, it's probably like 60 or something. But
create a spot where people can come to and either have a good time or, well, I mean, just basically have a good time. How rewarding is that?
Yeah, just in that environment.
Yeah,
and that's what those motorcycle campgrounds are. Is because everybody there is doing pretty much the same thing you're doing. Yeah. We're all fucking motorcycle adventure people. We all fucking. I met the raddest dudes that meet up every year at Smitty's because they're all old cats and they all love riding motorcycles and they'll meet up once a year and have this big hoo-ha and party. And they fucking party, bro. They fucking party. And then they went out riding the next day. Fucking crazy motherfuckers. But that's the community you're in. Is when you go to places like that, people that are interested in the same thing you do. And I told them about what I'm doing. They're like,
"You're in."
Fuck, dude. Yeah, essentially they wanted to like fucking jump me in or whatever.
That's what you got to do, all right? Yeah.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like I have motorcycle adventure love. They do the same thing, and they're like, you know, we've done the Harleys, we've done the BMWs, we've done all these bikes, but their favorites were like these knockoff bikes, which were fucking.
What do you mean knockoffs?
Gnarly. I can't even remember what it was called. It was like I guess not a knockoff, but it was like a Kawasaki. That's what I'm saying. I couldn't tell you what it was, but it was like this, not a knockoff, but it was like this bike handles better than any other motorcycle I've ever had in my life. And they're not about like the Harley Davidson, blah, blah, blah. They're like, whatever's comfortable for me and handles well, like I'm gonna ride that bitch, I'm gonna load it up with all my shit and fucking take off. I don't give a fuck about, you know, this community or
not like a super popular cool bike, but like something that gives you pleasure.
Something that fits him
Yeah.
to what he likes.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I saw a guy roll up there. He had a pop up little mini RV, like a trailer
Yeah.
attached to his bike.
Yeah.
He pulled up, had a trailer, and it looked like one of those Colemans.
Yeah.
Pop up.
Yeah.
That's what he had. He had that, and
On
he
the
fucking
bike.
busted out this AC vent and hooked up this AC to it. I'm like,
He's living his best life right now, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he was this older cat. He probably worked from home or remote or whatever, so
Mm-hmm.
he can just travel all he wanted. I was like, damn, you legit like take your house everywhere. Mm-hmm. And that was really cool to see how other people do it compared to like what I did. I loaded all my shit on a Harley Street Bob. People had like their Hondas, they had their Kawasaki's and their BMWs. BMWs are huge for adventures and
Touring,
stuff. Yeah. And just seeing like people's different setups and stuff. Damn, we got in the zone, huh?
Dude, you know, so what was the, because I really want to focus on your trip, because I think that's one of the most epic things that anybody that I know has done.
If you're gonna ask me what the best place I went to,
No, but that's a good question.
Niagara Falls.
Oh, I've heard
100%.
that. I've heard
100%.
multiple people say that.
Niagara Falls was. I felt like a fucking little kid, dude. I felt like I was 10 years old.
Yeah, like it was Disneyland for you?
It was Disneyland.
What about
Niagara
it?
Falls was Disneyland. What I found out about myself is I get the most pleasure and I get giddy like a little fucking kid when
bro.
when things are happening to me that I can't control.
Oh.
Things, and I can't
I relate
control.
to that.
So, for instance, when I was in Canada, we went whale watching. And when we went whale watching, they put us on this little ass boat, and we were hitting these waves, like hitting hard. We were doing like 40 miles an hour, hitting these waves, and like we're just jumping up and down. I had no control over what the fuck was going on, but I'm like up and down, almost flying out of my seat, and I'm like laughing. A lot of people have heard my hysterical laugh, and that's what I was doing. I was like a little kid, and that's what it felt like at Niagara Falls, because I couldn't control anything that was happening on that boat. And they put us on this boat. Everybody had these blue ponchos. I had my Harley Davidson fucking rain gear on.
Yeah.
I was the only person that had like black suit
Not
on,
blue.
but it was not blue. And they take you on this boat, and you do like a big U. So you do a big U, and you come back right next to the Canadian border, because like there's a Canadian side and a U.S. side.
Yeah.
And
There's a
they
bunch of
both-
islands
and-
there. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So like this side, we'll go to these falls and then just loop back, like that. And I had a fucking blast because I was like taking a shower. It was raining, and like all this water was coming, and, like hit me, and I was like, I'm at the fucking Niagara Falls. I'm way the fuck up. Canada's right there, and like everything went through my mind, and I was like, I cannot control.
Oh,
how
this
I feel.
boat ride, the whale thing was at Niagara Falls.
No.
No, that was on the West Coast.
I was saying, for example,
Yeah.
I feel like that when things are
yes.
happening to me, I can't control it, but when I'm having a good time.
Yeah, what about Niagara Falls made you like feel like you couldn't control just the sheer power of the water and shit, or what?
Yeah, just that, and fucking, it was just a sight to see,
Yeah.
just and they take you on this boat, and everybody has these ponchos and shit. I had my AirPods and a beanie on. I was like, I don't give a fuck if it ruins my AirPods. I don't give a fuck. I'm having the time of my fucking life, dude.
Yep.
Oh, dude, that was the best time I had on that trip.
Yeah,
was in Niagara Falls, and I would never hesitate to go back up there again. This time I want to do it on the Canadian side. They say it's better. You get better view of the falls.
Oh, it's like the Grand Canyon, right? Like there's a North Rim and the South Rim.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, it's all in like this little cove. The boats take you, and then they kind of double back. But the whole way, the water's coming down so hard is that you're getting splashed the entire time, and you have no control of that. They're like, I'm getting wet. And for me, it's like something I've never. Shit like that fucking gets me.
So that's your favorite part. That was your favorite part. Where's the worst part? Besides the crash. Not the
part?
crash. We already talked about the crash. Because I don't think that's your worst part, bro. I think that's a good story.
Oh, man.
What was like literally just like the shit ass worst part?
Oh, okay. Worst part was riding from North Carolina to Georgia. North Carolina to Georgia. North Carolina, I stayed at this place. I can't even pronounce the name. Saxapaha or something.
Okay.
Little tiny rural village, they called it. And I stayed at this campground. It was me and the owner of the campground. That was it.
Yeah.
And his house was like right off in the campground. Coolest dude ever. We talked about beer. We talked about life. We talked about sports. Everything.
Didn't he leave you like a really weird craft beer?
Yes.
Is that the guy?
That's the guy.
Yep.
That's the guy. He's like, I have this beer. He's like, he opened his fridge, fucking gave me this beer. He's like, this is on me. It's just me and you hanging out. And then he, in his little pavilion of the campground, was a fridge with a kegerator.
What?
With a fucking whole ass keg in there.
What was this place called?
Saxapahaw,
Okay.
North Carolina. No, best dude. And we just had conversation. He's like, it's the honor system, you know, if you fill a cup up, I'm just charged like $5 a cup. He's like,
wow,
tell me how much you drank. And, you know, I was like, man, I went to town. It was like Monday Night Football that night. So, you know, I was watching beer, watching football, or drinking beer, watching football. Yeah. And then the next day he gave me like this sour beer. And boy, that
I love sours.
Fucked me up, dude. It was like 12% or something. I was like, this is amazing. And I was like, I had to leave the next day, and I was so fucking hungover. So I was, on top of being hungover the next day, I had to ride all the way from northern North Carolina all the way down to fucking Georgia.
Okay.
And it was hot, but it wasn't steamy hot. It was like maybe 80 degrees. Yeah, humid. Yeah. So I rode, like, I had this long sleeve on, and I had it just like this the whole way. And about halfway through, I was like, ow.
You're getting sunburned.
Like, ow. And I fucking tried. I had a sunscreen, Equate sunscreen.
Oh, no, it didn't work.
Did not do a fucking thing. Dude, I smothered that shit all over my arms, all over. It didn't do a fucking thing, dude. By the time I got to Georgia, I was black, red, like Indian burn. Oh, it was so bad. I had hives. Like I had a sunburn hives, like my skin was all bumpy.
You got sun poisoning, bro.
Yeah, all up and down. I called my sister. I was like, Mia, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
I was like, I sent her a picture of my arm. I was like, I don't know what to do. This hurts. I don't want to do anything. I'm like riding all day in the sun. It was probably like a 7-hour ride. The whole time in the sun like this, you know. It was too hot to put a flannel on.
You're screwed.
And I was fucked.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I had this. I could have, when I put these down, and you're riding, the wind just takes them back up.
Yep.
I'm like, I'm not winning right now.
Yep.
And so what I found is my sister suggested witch hazel.
Yes, witch hazel's magic.
Witch hazel. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I fucking rubbed that all over like it was fucking gold or something. You know what I mean? And I just put it all over my body. Yeah. And that shower that night sucked so bad. Put witch hazel on. The next day, it still kind of looked the same, but it didn't hurt when I touched it. I was like, fucking thank God. I was like, I am in pain right now. I was like, I fucked up. I fucked up. That was like the one time I realized, like, I'm just like cussing in my helmet, like,
this sucks. This sucks.
Yeah,
this sucks.
I can't ride with my hands like this, you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you even it out,
yeah. Dude, that was the worst day. Just getting that sunburn. Yeah. And I was just fucked, dude. So fucked. But I did a lot of cool shit. I got to go to a Furnace Fest. Which is in Birmingham, Alabama. That was a blast. Yeah. I planned it out where flew my girlfriend in, and I met up with her in Alabama. I used my hotel points. I mean, just fucking kicked it. Went to the 3-day music festival, all the metal shit that we used to listen to in high school, like 20 plus years ago. And oh, such a blast, dude.
Man, that's another thing I like about you, bro, is like, because I'm a metal guy too. I didn't know that about you until way late. Like after, you know, I mean, we only worked together for a little bit, but it was years after I met you. And I was like, dude, this guy likes metal, you know?
I can thank my white friends for that.
Oh, dude, that's so fucking funny. That's so funny you said that, because before this, I was like, I want to bring this up. And in my mind, I'm like, I didn't peg you for that.
Right. Yeah. The mariachi music and shit.
Well, not even, but like, you know, it's just, it's I guess because like of our generation and stuff, it was popular still. But like even people that are my age, they listen more to like hip hop and or country. You know, nobody, like, metal dropped off. But it was just another thing where I'm like, oh shit, I can relate to Roman on that too, because I still will listen to stuff that's from I mean, I like new metal, like not new metal, like and new metal, but like new stuff that's coming out too. Like, bro, you know, Every Time I Die.
Yeah, they. I think they played their last concert 2 years ago at Furnace Fest, and now they're broken up.
Did you see them?
Yeah, I saw them. Fuck yeah, they were there. They were there.
One of my favorite bands.
Very shortly after that, they broke up.
I was listening to Every Time I Die when I crashed.
Oh,
the song I was listening to was called A Colossal Wreck.
Son of a bitch, for real?
Yeah. So, yeah, that and...
fuck.
Yeah.
It's like one of those... like, you've seen those TikToks where, like, the radio in the car still plays when you're upside down in a fucking wreck, you know what I mean?
Wait till you watch the video here.
Oh,
get done. Fuck. Because I'm laying there and it's just...
You hear music?
Like blast beats and just chugging and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm going to die. And I was in a colossal wreck and that's all. So the universe has a hilarious, just a sense of humor. But yeah, dude, that's... anyways, something else I can relate to on, man.
Mm-hmm.
And, I thrive, I feed off of people that like I can relate to. I think we all do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was you've kind of highlighted like your best moments, your worst moments. What made you, bro? What made you? Like what caused you? Like, did anything ever happen to you? Like, because I'll admit right now, I'll let you think and I'll talk a little bit because I think you probably need to think.
Like, are you talking about like traumatizing shit?
Well, yes and no. Like, I will say that if somebody asked me that question, I'd have to think for a second, and I'd probably come up with a couple things, like some very positive influences in my life, but also like, and again, going back to some of the things we've been talking about consistently here is like failing and failing and failing and failing and then triumph, which is...
I see what you did there.
Did you have somebody in your life like when you were young that was like a really good example, or maybe because you can learn from good examples and bad examples, and you don't necessarily need to get in like if you don't want to.
Yeah, because I see what you mean, but I see I've always, I guess what I learned out of everything that's I've lived through and shit, I've learned to be the person that I never had.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yep.
Yeah. So like I never had a dad, so I've had a cousin step up, invite me to their home and take care of me and help me out. You know what I mean? Yeah. And my sister's ex-husband, they took me in, they helped me out. All these different families that there was always a father figure when I never had one. Yeah. And just someone to provide me with that. Yeah. And no one ever gave me like free handouts and shit like that. I would have to beg for it or figure out a way to come up with how am I going to skate today with no skateboard. Yes. And just being someone that I never had. Yeah. And hopefully to these kids, these kids probably never had someone that came up to them and was like, here's a fucking skateboard.
I'm sure they did not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I hope to pass that on. Hopefully one day they can be like, I got money now. They're all kids, they don't have jobs and they don't have any kind of income unless their parents give it to them maybe or something. I don't know. But maybe down the road when they like have dope ass jobs or whatever, they have extra money. They can be like, I'm gonna go down to the skate park and see what kids need a board. Yeah. Those kids probably do need a board. Yep. And just keep going. And I think that's been my thing. Be someone that I never had. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Be the good. Be the good in the world, right? Like, be the good that you want to see. Like, that's the only way to do it. Like, you can't just sit back and wait for like somebody else to do the thing.
Yeah. What I've learned too is the key to complexity is simplicity. How do you like that one, motherfucker? Yeah,
the key to complexity is simplicity. So the key, if you have a complex problem, it's like Occam's razor almost. Maybe not. So if you're facing a complex thing, take the simplest, most obvious. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's you break it down. Yeah. Key to complexity is simplicity. Break it down in steps.
Yeah. You can overcome anything with that.
Oh. Are you fucking kidding me?
Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it's helmet?
It's obvious.
You want a helmet? Just blew your mind?
Yeah. No. I would wear that one if it wasn't all fucked up.
Save your life.
Yeah, that one saved my life. Once, so I can't do it again. Maybe I can. So that's great, man. That's
break it down. That's wisdom. What I've used with work and with this trip. You know, I can only do 15,000 miles. I did 14,800 miles total, and
that's more than what most people will drive a car in a year, and you did it in 3 months on a motorcycle. Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. There's only a few hundred miles a day, but bit by bit, made it up. Made it down, back home.
Yeah, so sometimes when I'm facing I guess this is more like a lengthy thing that I have to do. It's like, so, you ever like tackle like, oh my gosh, I have to do this. It's gonna take me 8 hours to do this, and like you do it for an hour, and you're like, oh, my eighth of the way there, and you do it for 2 hours, and you're like, if I do this 4 more times, I'll be there. And then you get to 4 hours, and you're like, oh, I'm halfway there. I only have to do this 1 more time.
I think I kind of go the backwards way.
Oh, what do you mean?
Like 8 hours a day. Golly, I had it in my mind. I think if you go backwards from what you're saying, instead of going up, you're coming down. You're bringing less off your plate.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. It's like, what's the other side of the coin? Right? It's the other side of the coin. It's like you're doing the same thing, but just looking at it from the other. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah, but yeah, that when I heard that I can't even tell you where that changed, where I heard that from. And I was like, damn, that's some shit right there.
That is some shit.
You know what I mean? You break it down. I tell all my guys that I'm in charge of. Break it down. It sounds like a lot. Sounds like you're about to do a lot, but when you break it down a little bit and fucking tackle one thing at a time.
Yeah. You got 1,000 drops to do, but you got 4 sectors to do it in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's always been my thing, and I'm trying to teach that to my guys, and they know and go from there. But yeah, I was like, I can't wait to tell somebody that.
Yeah,
I'm glad you never heard that.
No, yeah, but that's a thing, dude. It's so obvious. But dude, there's so many things that you could. We know it, but we don't
do it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. We don't do it. But we know something, but we don't like think about it in a way that we break it down and we have vernacular for it, like we have a vocabulary for it. Because that's how humans think. For the most part, is you think of, imagine how hard it would be to solve a problem in your head if you didn't have language or mathematics or So if you have a way like a formula, a scaffolding, it allows you to accomplish these things. But anyways, I'm going down a rabbit hole with that.
I'm probably gonna get out of here. I really want to see your wreck.
So I'll show you that.
As bad it is.
I'll show you that.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. So we'll close out. I'm gonna show him me just annihilating my knee and leg and ankle and foot and everything.
I'm kind of scared because I've never been. Remember, what was that show on MTV where it was just people just fucking themselves up? Wrecked?
Yeah, Wrecked.
Was it called Wrecked?
It was called Wrecked.
And those are like bad. Like,
remember 411 911?
Yes,
that traumatized me.
I can't watch that kind of shit, dude.
Man.
So I'm kind of iffy on watching this, but I got to see it.
Yeah, you have to. And also, it's not as bad as you're probably thinking.
It is.
It may be. So, yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'll super fun, bro. Lots of fun. Miss you, dude. I wish that things were different, but I understand that things are the way they are, and that's the way they should go. So, really, really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I hope.
Did not time this last one, so maybe we lost video. But
it'll be all right.
Yeah. So, if anybody happens to accidentally watch this, where can people find you?
Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram, Brown Iverson 89.
Right there. Brown Iverson at Brown Iverson 89.
My website is romanthecountry.com. ROMAN.
Yeah, Roman is his name. So Roman the country.
That was a shower thought. I was so excited about that.
That's a good one. It's a good one. Roman the country. Like, oh fuck, shit.
Yeah.
Good one. I can totally see. Yeah, I can totally see that.
I was so excited. I was proud of myself.
Yeah, the planets were aligned, and then it shot into your mind.
The moon.
Yeah.
It was the moon.
Yeah, it was in the opposite of Mercury was in the opposite of retrograde. So, all right, man, that's awesome. I'm gonna show you this video of me wrecking my shit,
man.
Dude. I wish we could do this more. I'm sure we will. We can. Sure we will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My next trip is San Felipe for EDR.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. So I think they canceled the Circle of Death because of my friend.
Okay, quick, tell that story.
Yeah. When they were doing the Circle of Death 2 years ago, 21. There's a Circle of Death. It's just fucking rocks and gravel and shit, and just in a circle. And the guys race their bikes.
Oh, you have that?
Yeah,
yeah, you have that on a video.
Yeah. And I was sitting right there on the edge. A guy was coming at me this way, about to make a right-hand turn, and instead of making the right-hand turn, he just kept going straight. I dodged it. Thank God I had my GoPro, and he went, and I jumped into the track, and he went behind me, and my buddy CJ was right behind me. Fucking took every ounce of that bike to his chest. I freeze framed it. He's fucking sideways against this guy's shoulders. He's riding. My buddy CJ is this way. He's like, fucking sideways, dude.
He is the clothesline.
And he was a clothesline and got fucking wrecked. And then another guy got taken out. And he was on the floor for like 10 minutes. And everybody went to this guy because he was still on the floor. CJ got hit. My buddy JR helped him up, and he was like, I'm fine. And nobody paid no mind to him. Yeah. But the guy on the floor was getting all the attention, and he was fine, thank God. And the guy riding the bike was fine. But after that, they're like, nope.
No more.
Nope.
I don't know. If anybody made it this far in the podcast, I appreciate you all.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff we didn't get to talk about, but maybe we'll make it happen again.
I would love that.
So, all right.
This has been fun. Thanks,
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, dude.
Yes.